Hello, and welcome to episode 53 of Movies and Us. I'm Marcus.
I'm DJ.
And this is the movie review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning. Sometimes. And today, we will be reviewing the 2007 release of Spider-Man 3. This movie was directed by Sam Raimi himself. Screenplay by Sam Raimi, Ivan Raimi, and Alvin Sargent. Yeah, story by Sam Raimi and Ivan Raimi. Produced by Laura Zazinski, Avi Arad, and Grant Curtis. Starring a plethora of names, including Tobey Maguire, Kristen Dunst, James Franco, Thomas Hayden Church, Topher Grace, Bryce Dallas Howard, James Cromwell, Rosemary Harris, J.K. Simmons, Cliff Robertson in his last film role, Willem Dafoe makes an appearance, Elizabeth Banks, Bruce Campbell, Bill Nunn, Dylan Barker, and the rest of us.
It's Dylan Baker, by the way.
I'm sorry, yeah, Dylan Baker and Teresa Russell. And I think those are all the names we care to mention.
Joe Manganiello is in it too.
Is he? When?
Flash Thompson in a cameo appearance somewhere in there, apparently.
Interesting. This movie. Don't care about the music. That's music by Christopher Young. If you guys care about that, this movie has a runtime of 2 hours and 19 minutes.
Definitely not 1 hour.
It's 2 hours, 19 minutes too long for you, TJ?
2 hours and 19 minutes is too long, yes.
Well, I will beg to differ with how big this movie is, or how crammed full of crap this movie is. Budget is around $258 million to $350 million, but the box office return was $894 million, placing it within the top 5 of the 2007 worldwide box office. Number 5 was Transformers at $700 million. Number 4 was Shrek the Third. Number 3 was Spider-Man 3. Do you know what the top 2 were, TJ?
In 2007?
Yes. The 2 franchises, I'll tell you that.
I want to say Pirates.
Pirates is up there.
And Harry Potter.
That's correct. Do you know which one's which?
I would assume Harry Potter's one.
No. Pirates of the Caribbean's one.
Which Pirates is it?
It's at number 1 is Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. That's the third one, I believe.
The third one, yes. And what Harry Potter are we on?
It's the good one. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Oh, it's the fourth one.
What's the third one? Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. That made $941 million. Pirates made $960 million. Close to $1 billion. That's so crazy to me still. Even back then, movies were almost at $1 billion. But yes, that's the top 5 2007. I did the cast. Any other preambles you want to talk about before we get into the review?
Yeah, last week I forgot to tell you what universe number Ghost Rider was in.
666.
121,347.
Well, that's no fun.
And which brings us to Spider-Man movies take place in universe number 96,283.
This is the last one, not universe? Probably not. No, it's probably the last one. This is probably the last one, not universe, huh?
Yes, technically.
Yeah, because I know later on the other Spider-Man movies, they all come together in Tom Holland's universe, I guess?
Yes.
What else we got?
I actually did not look into the behind-the-scenes stuff of this one. I didn't get a chance to. I ran out of time.
Not much was mentioned besides the whole Sam Raimi being forced to use Venom, even though he didn't want to use Venom because he had a good cohesive story before that.
Oh, the studio made him use...
Yeah, Avi Arad insisted on Sam Raimi, because Sam Raimi had a story with Sandman and someone else, I think, 2 villains, but they decided to make him add...
Venom instead.
Yeah, they made him add Venom, and Gwen Stacy wasn't originally in it either.
Oh, Vulture was supposed to be it?
He was in talks, yeah, until that one fell through.
It looks, yeah, it's...
Harry. Forgot Harry's in it. So many people in this movie. Wow. Green Goblin. So yeah, it was supposed to be Sandman and just Green Goblin. But they said, no, put Venom in. That'd be good. Don't worry, guys.
Oh, they added the Venom on top of the other 2.
Yes, yeah. And the movie suffers for that too when we get to the review. But yeah, they had him as Venom and Gwen Stacy to it.
They made him force Gwen Stacy too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Does it not seem obvious?
Those were some of the big problems I had with the movie.
Exactly. Because you could tell he had an idea of a movie, and then those 2 characters come in, and he's like, I don't know what to do with these guys, so they're just here, I guess. And then they're gone. I was like, okay. But we'll get into it. Besides that, I don't think there was anything major behind the scene wise, honestly. Like I said, it was Uncle Ben's, the actor's last movie role.
Oh, okay.
And that's about it, really.
Yeah, because they had to reshoot these stupid flashback scenes.
Yeah, we'll get to that. It's funny how like so many of the problems in this movie have been addressed in other, not just superhero movies, but other movies in general, and they still make these mistakes. It's dumbfounding to me.
All right. Is that it for that?
Yeah, to my knowledge. You ready to get started about this fun movie?
No, because I got about 30 trailers.
Well, let's talk about your trailers, TJ.
The first trailer I got was Vantage Point.
Ah, Vantage Point. Wow. Holy shit, the presidential assassin movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Never saw it.
It's not a bad movie of the time.
I had never even heard of it until this.
Forrest Whitaker and David Dennis Quaid are only two people I remember in that movie.
Yep, they're in it.
Yep.
I got another trailer for Across the Universe.
Ugh, boo. I know
You never even seen that movie, so
I don't like the Beatles. I can't. I would watch
That's because
that.
you have no taste. We already discussed that.
I know.
Moving on.
Can I guess one of the trailers for this year?
Sure.
Was one of them Stealth?
No.
Damn. Okay.
The next trailer I got was The Water Horse, Legend of the Deep.
Wow.
You know of that movie?
Wow. Remember the title? I don't remember what it looks like. I imagine a lot of blue.
No, it's like it's a Loch Ness monster origin movie.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Did it captivate you?
No, it looks like a cheap Disney movie because it starts off as this small little water horse animal.
Yeah.
And it looks like shenanigans up until
shenanigans.
Up until the point where they throw him into Loch Ness.
Okay.
I got the 30th anniversary of the Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Please tell me you've seen that movie before.
No, I have not.
What? It's so good. It's long as shit, but it's so good. Spielberg movie, man.
Yeah, well, there's some movies you haven't seen that are ridiculous, so.
Yeah, I know. We all miss good things sometimes. It happens.
I got a trailer for season 9 of Seinfeld.
That's funny you say that. I have it playing in my background right now. Season 9. What was last week? Season 8, right?
Yes.
So what's going on? That's so weird to me.
From the trailer, it seemed like season 9 was the last season, so.
I believe so, yeah.
And then I got the DVD release of Ghost Rider, which we talked in depth about last week.
Go check out that review. We haven't watched it yet. Or listened to it yet.
I got a trailer for Surf's Up.
Yep.
Wow, how do you remember all these movies?
Because I was born. I was a kid at this time. That's the Penguin one, right?
The Surfing Penguin one.
Yep, yeah. People have been watching it recently and they say it's really good. I haven't caught back up on it because I'm not a child. But people say it's good.
I got another one for some animated. I don't even know if it's a movie. It's called Stormhawks.
Sounds awesome.
It doesn't look awesome.
No?
It looks like trash, honestly, but...
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, so... Whatever.
I'd watch it.
Then we get into, like, weird territory. We got the trailer for the Jane Austen Book Club.
Sorry, what?
It's I guess it's a romantic comedy about a group of women who read Jane Austen books.
Is Jane Austen a prolific writer?
Yeah, she's a prolific. I think I want to say 19th century, maybe 18th century novelist. She wrote Pride and Prejudice.
That's why I know the name. Okay, I know the name. I know she was very famous for reasons, but I couldn't pick it out. Okay.
Yeah, I have a few of her books.
I should start reading more. I'm a culture swine.
And then there's a trailer for a movie called My Kid Could Paint That.
Sounds terrible.
It actually looked interesting because it looked like it's based on real events about a little girl, I guess back at this time, who was painting in her house, and then her parents sold her artwork for thousands of dollars, and the people were starting to accuse them of, faking it and stuff like that.
As a documentary?
It looks like a documentary, yeah.
God damn it. I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to add to my list. Thanks, TJ.
I'm sorry. It looked good.
It does look good, actually. You son of a bitch.
So I was like, huh. But, whatever. But I never even heard of the story before. So I was like... And then I got another trailer for a movie called Vitus.
Vitus?
Vitus. It looks like it's a foreign movie because it's all in... Ooh, I don't even know. I didn't pay attention to the language. Yeah, it looks like it was like one of those independent films like in the movie festivals.
Yeah.
but
It looks Spain, maybe?
I think it was Spanish. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all in Spanish because it's all subtitled, and it's about a piano prodigy, as you said.
Why are you doing this to me, TG? Our next break, I'm gonna pick one of these movies to watch.
Like I told you, when I got to that last page, it was these 3 weird movies, and I was like, 2 of them look pretty good. I was like, what is this? Why are these on here?
Damn you!
Because usually it's just crap on these DVDs.
What else?
And that was it. That was the last one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. There was a lot of trailers. 3 pages of trailers on this DVD.
That's a lot.
All right, now you can start on this shitty review.
It's not shitty. We'll talk about it. Okay, so we start with good old-fashioned trailers. Not trailers.
We already did trailers.
I know. The Marvel flip. It's a regular Marvel flip. There's no Spider-Man theme, just Marvel flip. Then we get to the opening credits. The credits are all just like, hey guys, remember the last 2 movies? Cool, you're caught up. Like,
no, I don't remember the last 2 movies.
What the hell?
No, I don't remember what happened. It's Spider-Man. How could you forget what happened in Spider-Man? It's the same things happen in Spider-Man as every Spider-Man movie. The only difference is the villain changes.
Yeah. And it's always the same, though. They all have the same motivation in these movies.
Everyone in the movies is unlikable except for Mary Jane and Aunt May, and that's it.
Yeah. Especially in this one, it's very noticeable. Like, all these characters suck.
Well, this one, it's purposeful at points.
Yes.
But even before it gets to that point, people are still unlikable.
Yes. Oh, man. Even when they have their redemptions, they still suck. Like, man, you still aren't a good character.
Yeah, they get... The earned moments aren't even earned.
No. So you open up a Spider-Man flying through the city. I think there's opening dialogue, but I don't remember.
I don't think there is. He's just flying through the city, isn't he?
That was voiceover. City safe, Spider-Man.
That happened two and a half hours ago. It's hard to remember that far back.
Yeah, right. So the voiceover is pretty much Spider-Man saying, hey guys, I'm Spider-Man. City's safe because I'm Spider-Man. People love me. Isn't that great? I'm in college now. Gwen Stacy's in my class. Fun fact, he gets bullied in college. Who the f*** bullied in college?
I wanted to bring that up too.
I'm sorry.
Why are these college students being acting like 16-year-old, 12-year-old kids?
Right? Did they not grow up? They're like in a serious professional class right now. Why are you bullying someone? That's so weird.
What's worse is Peter was in college last movie too, right?
Yes. This happens a year after the second movie.
So this isn't even like freshman college classes.
Exactly.
This is not right out of high school kids. These are like deep in the college years kids. So it's like, this is stupid.
And they all pick the same things to be in that class for the most part, unless you're forced. There's no reason for them to be picking on him. You're there for the same reason. You paid for this.
Exactly.
It's so bizarre. What? I hated that.
And then there's the shoehorn Gwen Stacy.
Yeah. She's there because reasons.
She's completely superfluous in this movie whatsoever. She's there as a plot point for Peter. She has no arcs, no story. She's just there to be saved and be used.
Oh, exactly. Even the characters who interact with her are like, "Oh, hi, bye." They don't do anything with her.
And it doesn't even make sense that she's in this movie because she is supposed to be Spider-Man's first girlfriend.
She's in this movie for name recognition. Oh, Gwen Stacy in this, guys. Bring the audience in the money. That's it.
Because I think in the comics he dated Gwen, then he dated
Mary.
Maybe he dated Mary Jane for I think if I remember, he dated Mary Jane for a few weeks, but it didn't last very long. And then he started dating Gwen, and it was his first real serious relationship.
What, Gwen or Mary?
Gwen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like Gwen Stacy's death and everything is supposed to drive Peter, and stuff like this. But you skipped all that to go to Mary Jane and gave it all to Mary Jane.
I think that's why in the second or the next reboot of the series, it's why they made Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, probably, but it's but my point is they gave it all to Mary Jane, and that's fine if you want to go and skip that lore and stuff, but then don't go back and retroactively add Gwen Stacy into the lore at 3 movies in, and then don't use her for anything, because she's completely pointless in this.
Very pointless.
So it's just here's a Spider-Man character, and it's kind of disrespectful for the iconic character who got killed.
Yes. I totally agree. At a young age, me not knowing that stuff going in, it is what it is. I'm like, okay, a new character who's barely in this. I don't know. Who cares? But the more you know about the characters, like, why did they do this?
Nah.
It's obviously a money grab, but it's like a lazy money grab. MJ is doing musicals now, so that's something cool, guys. She finally made it as a Broadway actress. And Peter Parker's showing up being a good boyfriend and is loving everything she does because he's supportive and caring. Kind of. Is also in the theater watching MJ from a distance. Don't forget, guys, he still hates Peter Parker because he knows who Peter Parker is. I forgot about that until the movie happened. Like, oh yeah. What else happens? After the play, Harry, we see Harry at his house doing Green Goblin injections because he's got to be Green Goblin in this movie.
Well,
or Hobgoblin, whatever it's going to be called in this. What's up?
Technically, they don't really name him, and in the credits, they call him New Goblin.
New Goblin?
Yeah, so.
More like Dead Goblin, am I right?
But Harry becomes the Hobgoblin.
That's what I thought it was.
I mean, he may take over the Green Goblin at certain points, but anyway, he doesn't really wear the Hobgoblin costume in this, so I don't know.
No, is the Hobgoblin and Green Goblin related? Like, are they father or son or no?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were two different people. Like, two different,
Green Goblin's Norman Osborn, and Harry Osborn is Hobgoblin.
I did not know that. Now, in the comics, are they both alive at the time when that happens, or does Harry actually die? Not Harry, does Norman actually die?
Norman's technically dead.
Well, what's that mean?
I mean, he comes back to life.
Typical comic stuff. Okay.
Yeah, because he dies, like, right after he kills Gwen Stacy.
Norman kills Gwen.
Yes. Pretty much the same way he dies. He gets killed by his own glider, I think.
Okay, I didn't know he killed Gwen.
Yeah, he's the hero. He's the villain that does it.
I honestly didn't know that.
Well, they're actually the bridge scene from the very first Spider-Man movie is an homage to what happens.
Okay.
Because Norman throws her off of a building, not the bridge. I don't think. I think it's actually a building. I just reviewed this on the other podcast. If I remember correctly, if I think it was a building, he throws her off the building, and then Spider-Man jumps and webs her, but because he thinks he saved her, but the whiplash kills her.
Yes.
So
I'm sorry, I like that a lot in the Amazing Spider-Man. Like, I think they did it well in that movie.
I mean, they changed the location for some reason. I don't know why.
I think just because these movies did it.
I guess.
And so they don't want to be like, I guess we have to do something different, I guess.
It's the iconic scene, It's just a little weird to change it,
Yeah, no, I get that. I just feel like the hands are forced. I don't know behind the scenes. I can't say for indefinitely, but that's my best guess.
We can get to that point eventually.
Yeah. Harry Osborn's getting the Green Goblin injection. And while that's happened, Peter's taking Mary Jane on a date on his spiderweb that's not sticky, apparently, to her. Which I know that they didn't establish in the first movies that his web's sticky.
I mean, I'm assuming it's sticky enough because they're vertical on this, or else they would fall off.
But how's she moving around, though?
I just take it it's not super adhesive. You just, you just pull hard enough and you come off.
That seems counterproductive.
This movie has way bigger problems than Spider-Man's adhesive
I
web.
know it does.
I didn't even give it a second thought. It was like, whatever, okay.
I thought that was it's romantic and cute, yes, but it's very stupid. They're like, it's web. Like, only he should be able to move around on it
But it's also comic books. Who cares?
Who cares? I care.
No one cares how adhesive Spider-Man's web is.
I think you should care, especially if you're a villain. Like, oh, apparently you just pull yourself hard off of it. You're fine. No,
but
it's dumb.
He doesn't use his web like that against villain. He uses clumps of it to tie them or blind them and stuff like that. He doesn't make a web and then the villains fly into it and they get stuck on it like a real spider.
Well, the web he shoots in their face is sticky enough they can't get it off their face.
Yeah, but it's because it's a clump. It's not like a thin...
I don't know. This just sounds dumb, and it's not consistent enough for me.
Spider-Man's adhesive is not consistent enough for Marcus.
Yes. At least I'm not the fanboy going to be crying about like it's in him and not he didn't make the thing.
That's stupid too, but who cares? Moving on.
While they're having the romantic moment, a meteorite crashes into Earth. That's a little small, pebble of a meteorite crashes to Earth. Do you have problems with this too? Because apparently,
Yes, this is stupid too. Why? Why did it have to fall to the Earth? Where did it come from? How did it get there? Was it like crashing from a spaceship or something? Was it stuck on a meteor? Did it decide to come here on its own?
I think it's a great metaphor of like, hey, it's in the movie now, guys, because it has to be. I didn't want to hear it. The producer made me put it here, so here it is.
Because there's two different ways Venom comes in the Spider-Man lore. You could either go, and both ways are perfectly established fine. In the comic books...
doesn't he come through with Jameson's son?
No. In the comic books, during the Secret Wars event comics, Spider-Man gets the suit there. He's on a different planet, and he finds Venom on a different planet.
Okay.
Makes sense, right?
Yes.
In the Spider-Man animated cartoon, J. Jonah Jameson's son goes up in a rocket, and when he comes back down from space, Venom has attached itself on the rocket from space, which also makes sense. He could have did that, but just having it crash to Earth like this is stupid, and just like, oh, here's Venom now. Here you go.
I think either way they would have chosen warrants his own storyline, not to be just pushed into
Venom
this.
definitely needed his own movie.
Yes. Not even a whole. If he was in a Spider-Man movie, it's fine. He just can't be the third villain in a Spider-Man movie, or can't be just another one.
He has to be the main villain.
Yes. So like how they did this was like, okay.
Yeah, it's stupid, and it's unnecessary.
It's very unnecessary.
Because here's the big problem with the movie, right here. You see, there's the Venom thing. We'll see you in a half hour, Venom.
Yep.
Hi, Gwen Stacy. See you in a half hour.
And honestly, you see Venom come down, like, okay, cool, Venom's in here. And like you said, 30 minutes later, like, oh, I forgot Venom's in this. I gotta do something now. Nope. Another 30 minutes later, are we doing Venom yet? Oh, we're kind of doing Venom.
Whole plot lines go on pause.
Oh, so many.
For like 10 to 20 minute intervals.
Yes, it's like playing a video game. You say hi to NPC and walk away, and NPC just freezes. And then you get to the next cutscene, they're there. Like, oh, you have a life, I guess, outside that we didn't see. But it's very bad. Like the motivations for these characters are so minimal. And they're just walking through because they have to go through the movie.
All right, continue.
I don't want to continue. So yeah, Venom's here. It attaches itself to Peter Parker's moped, and Peter Parker just drives to. It's not big. It's like a little glob of black goo. And yeah, Peter Parker drives back to his apartment. While Peter's doing all of this, we see Sandman appear. He's on the run, guys, from the cops because he's a bad guy. He's an escaped convict. God, so dumb. He breaks into his old house, his old apartment. And he sees his daughter. He says, "Hi, daughter. You're sleeping. I miss you, baby girl." He makes a sandwich while he's on the run. And his wife barges in. There's exposition. She says, "You're a bad man. You did a crime, and our daughter's sick and shit like that. We're behind on bills." She doesn't say all this, but all this is portrayed in the scene.
She says he's a common thief and possibly a murderer, because that's an important plot line later, too.
Oh, yeah. The most important plot line of the whole movie is that. The Sandman gets his green outfit on. It's ugly shit. It's like the ugliest shirt.
It's comics accurate, though.
I know it's comic accurate. I know.
Actually, what's his name? Thomas Hayden Church is a pretty good Sandman cast.
You could tell you could tell what Sam Raimi wanted and what he didn't. And then Thomas Hayden as that Sandman, everything about his storyline I love. It's like so sympathetic and sad. Besides the twist at the end, I hated that. But this sympathetic sad shit's great. I love it. Could have the whole movie of this and be fine with it. So yeah, his wife doesn't. His wife kicks him out. He says bye to his daughter. We learn that his daughter's sick, and during this scene, he stole money to help save her life and pay for the treatments. I guess it's cancer. We don't really know. And after all that, Peter visits Aunt May. He goes to tell her about Mary Jane, how he wants to propose to Mary Jane. Like, I want to marry her one day, Aunt May. Aunt May gives him a good old speech of like love and how I met your uncle, etc., etc. And Aunt May gives Peter a wedding ring that she had from Uncle Ben.
Engagement ring.
Thank you. And on Peter's way home, the Green Goblin attacks. Oh no, guys.
It's
the new Goblin attacks, guys.
Yeah, it's not the Green Goblin. He doesn't have anything green on him.
Well, his suit's dark green. I think it's dark, upgraded green. It does look black, but it's like really dark green. That's how black it looks.
I don't know. If it's like, it's not the Green Goblin. It's Harry and his dad's equipment attacks.
Yeah, like he upgraded the glider and shit like that, and it's like a good 5-minute fight scene. It's cool. It's a good scene.
I don't know.
It's ugly at
CGI
times.
The CGI really bothered me in this.
Yes. What's funny though about that, TJ, behind the scenes from earlier, they spent so much money and time on the CGI of this movie.
It looks so
And
bad though.
I know, it's one of the most expensive movies ever made at the time because of the CGI effects. And they did not age well. Some of them are good, but
Like
this sequence, like you said, is
Yeah.
missing
Like
a lot.
the Sandman special effects are great.
Yes.
But like anything else like that needs to be special effects is like it's like they put all the money into the Sandman stuff and the Venom stuff, and it's like,
Yeah. Again, the flying through the city at night. This sequence is the slow motion ring shot. Cool, because Peter keeps dropping the ring, and Harry keeps like pushing Peter away from it as he's fighting.
Action's not bad. It's just the CGI is distracting.
It is. It's very like it's like watching TV CGI, like CW CGI. It's like could be better, but sometimes things don't age well. So there's a big fight scene. I think it ends. Oh, Harry throws a bomb at Peter. Peter throws it back at Harry because Peter's great at throwing shit back at people, which is great. And the bomb knocks Harry off of his
No, it doesn't.
glider, or does he run into something?
No, Peter pulls a Bugs Bunny and uses a web string and clotheslines to something.
That's what it is, and it just literally knocks Harry down like a lot.
It knocks Harry right into CGI effects.
Stop. It knocks him into a coma, not a coma, but to amnesia, because he carries now at the hospital. And
we don't find out he has amnesia at this point.
I know. Just to get out the way. Plot lines.
I wait until we come across certain things, parts and things before I start complaining about them.
You don't like amnesia as a plot line, TJ?
We'll get to it.
That's fair. So yeah, Harry's knocked down and sent to the hospital because Peter actually still cares about Harry, even though Harry's trying to kill Peter, because Peter's still a good guy. God, we go to the police.
What? He's actually not, though. He's terrible to everyone in his life.
Oh, you pointed that out in the second one, right?
Second one, yep.
And god damn it, it's like more so in this one. He is just
absolutely terrible.
He is so self-indulged and a piece of shit. He does not hear anyone's problems, understand anyone's problems but his own.
It's all about himself.
Really
he's all about Peter and Spider-Man. Even before he's influenced by Venom.
Yes. Like Mary Jane calls him out on it multiple times, like, you should just like be a better person, man. He's like, nah. Like, God, you suck.
No, it's even simpler than that. All you have to do is listen to me, Peter.
Listen, pretend to care.
Ask about what's going on in my life instead of just interrupting every time I try to talk and telling me how I feel.
Which I'm cool with. If they would like portray, I guess, his Spider-Man life more like, I don't what am I trying to say? I'd be cool if they try to show like how truly busy and hectic his life is, I guess.
But that's not what they're trying to tell. They're just trying to show you, everything's going good for Peter here, and he's letting it get to his head so that when we take it all the way later, it's going to be even more so that he's going to turn to the Venom costume because of, how bad things go for him.
Yeah.
As if the same storyline didn't happen in the last movie, and he didn't turn into a complete douche there. He was already a douche, but he didn't turn into a complete one.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, man. While that's happening, the police are now pursuing Sandman. Or not Sandman. What's his name? Flint something?
Flint Marko.
They're pursuing Flint Marko. And he somehow breaks into a molecular...
Does he break into a molecular thing? Because I think I turned my head, and I turned around, he fell into a vat of sand.
He breaks in by jumping over a flimsy fence.
Okay, so they had this giant experiment over a flimsy fence with no guards, just sitting in the middle of the road so he can fall in it and get molecularly disentangled or whatever the hell they said. And
what's even worse about all this, there's no camera footage showing they're watching the inside so nothing falls in. Even the scientist said, there's a change in a thing. I go, that must be a bird. F***ing check. There should be a camera there so you can visually see what's going on so that a person don't fall in there. This is just so asinine.
It's contrived as bullcrap. And let me tell you something. The Sandman origin is not groundbreaking at all. He gets turned into Sandman because he finds, I think it's like radioactive sand or something like that. If that was like imbued from nuclear waste or something. It wasn't whatever the hell this was.
Well, see, I like that it's this. I just hate how it became this.
Right. It's just implemented very badly.
Yes.
I mean, this is they tried to do something with a character who did not have a daughter who was dying in the comics. First of all, he just kind of
He's a petty criminal.
A friend was in debt, and he was a football star or something, and he asked him to throw the game, so he did, and they caught him. So when he got caught, he turned the crime, got thrown in jail, and then he came across nuclear waste and got turned into Sandman. And you know how Spider-Man beats him on his first encounter?
Water?
With a vacuum cleaner.
Stop it.
He sucks him up in a vacuum cleaner.
Stop it.
He sucks him up with a vacuum cleaner and hands it over to the police.
That's ridiculous.
So it's not a hard character to like improve on, and yet they still manage to f it up.
A lot. But they do a lot of good with it too, though.
They tried.
They do try.
But some of it is stupid and doesn't work.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
Like his motivations don't work sometimes.
What do you mean?
Like the whole reason why he joins up with Venom and then his sudden turn at the end.
I don't get that Venom, him teaming up because you hate Spider-Man.
And that just came out of nowhere too.
Yeah, him being evil in this movie makes no sense. Like he's sympathetic as he wants to save his daughter. Cool. But like all the shit he does to do so.
I mean, he's trying to steal money throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, but
which makes sense. That's fine. Hey, he's not like evil, you know?
Yeah.
He's just trying to steal money, and these Spider-Man keeps stopping him.
So do better at it, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like it's... He always makes a big production at Heist. He's just, I'm going to take that money truck and do a big production. I'm going to do this and make a big production. Like, this is why Spider-Man keeps coming to you.
Can he turn to sand and go under a vault and steal the money and then sneak out? Or hell, at this point, if Spider-Man keeps in the way, go to a fucking different city.
Anything. You don't have to keep,
Apparently, your daughter's dying. There's a time limit on this thing. You're desperate. If you're getting roadblocked here, it doesn't make sense to keep doing the same thing over and over again until you get beat down or force a team with a demon.
And I guess that's because maybe if they're trying, like, he's not a smart character, I guess. Like, he's just a brute, so he only knows smash, 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 I guess. It's underperforming. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyway, Flint turns into Sandman by going through this.
The effects are cool.
Oh, the effects are great. And when he changes, the cops lose him because they don't know, because he's sand now, so they can't see him. Like, oh, he must be not here, guys. Go look for him somewhere else. Next day happens, he has a very sad moment of like, I'm a Sandman. I can barely hold on to things. It's sad.
It's very Frankenstein.
Yes, very Frankenstein. While that's happening, Peter...
I don't even know where we are.
No, Peter is told that Harry has amnesia for the most part. His long-term memories is there, but his short-term memory is not there. So anything before the accident, Harry doesn't remember.
Yeah, this is stupid. This is just putting a hold on the story for the next hour so that we can do all of our other plot lines.
Yes.
Until we decide that we need Harry to remember again out of nowhere, and then we could do this again.
Because you get rid of this part, this does not change this movie at all.
The only thing it really changes is his relationship with the Mary Jane's relationship with Harry.
Yes.
That's the only thing of the. And Mary Jane's probably got the best storyline going on in this, but it doesn't get resolved.
No, it doesn't.
It just stops.
Most of the storylines don't get resolved, really. Who's besides Peter Parker's besides the characters that die in Peter Parker's, no one else's storyline gets really closure.
Well, they do, but just not in the way.
Well, I guess we'll get to it. But Sandman's doesn't, does it?
No.
Exactly.
But Harry's does.
Gwen just walks away. Like, there's nothing that happens for these characters. Like, oh, now we're
right. I know.
This movie sucks.
Come on, move on.
I gave this movie a 4 before we started. TJ, it's going down, man.
You said last week that we're gonna get into this and it's gonna be it's not gonna be as bad as we thought. No, it is worse.
This is pretty looking, so that's something, I guess. But...
It's pretty looking. We'll give it that.
God damn it. What else? Okay, what happens after this ship? His apartment. MJ didn't do too well. So next after what did we just talk about? Harry's amnesia, Sandman. Peter's at his apartment, and MJ didn't do well on stage apparently because there's a bad review saying her voice wasn't projected far enough and shit like that.
And that's a stupid review, by the way.
It's a valid reason not to be like enthralled by her, but she did great. And I don't think the people's reaction who work with her were justified. Just tell her to sing louder. That's it.
Yeah,
don't replace her. Like, why?
You're too low.
Yeah.
And they did not know that when on rehearsal that she wasn't
Right.
projecting loud enough for them.
Any good director usually sits in the back row. If I can't hear you back here, you're not doing well enough. That's usually a
Right.
thing they do during rehearsals.
This is not something that is inherently Mary Jane's fault. She just wasn't directed better.
Exactly.
It's like this is a stupid reason.
Thank you. Just tell her to do better. That's it.
Yeah, just raise your voice a little.
Yeah.
It's from the diaphragm,
Yeah,
you know?
You got the voice, you got the talent, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're only 30 minutes into this. We have so many issues with this. This movie could almost be good. Okay, so after that,
at certain parts, I was emotionally invested in it.
Yeah,
and as I'm watching it wins me back. But when you take a moment to think about anything, it all falls apart.
it does. Like, you don't have to sit after, like, if you're actively listening and watching and critically thinking the movie, like, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. They could not do that. You should do this. I don't know. So yeah, MJ's telling Peter, like, she's like, I'm sad. Listen to me, please. Peter's like, yeah. And then the radio comes on, his CD radio, and says, we need police assistance. Peter's like, I gotta go with Spider-Man. And he flies out.
But I mean, even here, he's a jerk to Mary Jane. He's like,
Yes.
She's upset about this one thing about this critic. And, Peter's got a bit of a point. It's just one critic.
Yeah.
As you could just like, people, you're going to have to get used to that being in the limelight, people not liking the things that you do. Sure, whatever. But that's not the problem she has, and he's not understanding that. She's taking it to heart because she thinks it's her father criticizing her, essentially. And he's just not getting it. He's like, you're perfect. You don't need to worry about it. And it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, he's surface level therapy, and she needs real therapy. He's not it very much. And it's like, this is a good moment. It really is a good moment for her and him, honestly. It's just, I need more.
And he's not there for her emotionally or physically. And it makes sense that she wouldn't want to be with him.
Yeah. And she does later on try to, like, I want to be here for you. Because when he goes through his shit, she tries to, like, console him. He's like, he's not having any of it. Like, he's just...
Like I said, she's the only likable character in this freaking movie.
Really is.
Her and Aunt May.
Yep. Everyone else...
But Aunt May is just there for platitudes to make Peter realize he's an idiot.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's like... Of course, that character's not going to come back as unlikable because her whole character's supposed to be likable old woman.
Exactly. Everyone else is trash.
Well, not everyone else is trash. No, it's like everyone else is either unlikable or has no character.
Yes.
Like, we're going to get back to Gwen Stacy in a moment here, and it's not that she's unlikable. She actually gets a sympathetic moment or two, but she has no character.
Exactly.
So it's like, why are we even here?
So speaking of Gwen Stacy, she's at a modeling shoot.
For reasons.
Reasons, because even the dad asks why she's up there. Her dad's the police commissioner.
Yeah, because
chief?
we have to get Captain Stacy in there too.
I'm not using
because he's a character from the comics, so we need him in there too for no reason. He's apparently a captain in the police force in New York City, and this is the first time we're seeing him in the Spider-Man movies.
So photo shoot's going on. Yeah. And a crane goes loose and it starts destroying the building.
It just happens to be the photo shoot building that Gwen Stacy's in, because
which I don't have a problem with that. I mean, yeah, the movie's got a movie, so I don't have a problem with that. It's the Eddie Brock shows up because he's the new photographer kid on town. He says, "Oh, hey, police commissioner Stacy, I'm dating your daughter, and that's her up there. Sucks to suck. I'm gonna take pictures." Like, he's not even reacting to this. Like, that's my girlfriend. Like, I should help. He's such a douchebag in this.
Yeah, he is. I have so many problems with him.
You want to start now, or you want to start later with him?
Well, I got most of my problems is when things happen.
Yeah.
But I will say, I do not like this version of Eddie Brock.
Is he always this cocky in this?
I mean,
or does he actually have character?
They do follow some of the storylines from it, but he's more of a investigative reporter than a photographer. He's not trying to steal Peter's job or anything.
I hate that.
Yeah, but my problem here in his first thing is that he's too small.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't normally say, oh, people are too small, but there's a reason why he's too small for this role.
Why's that?
I will wait until we actually get to it.
Okay,
but
okay. No, I get what you're saying.
And he's too small for Eddie Brock. And there's also the problem that, it's hard to see Eddie Brock when all I see is Eric from the 70s show.
Topher Grace, yeah.
Yeah. That's I'm seeing Eric Foreman from the 70s show trying to pretend to be a Eddie Brock, who, when he's nowhere, he doesn't even come close to Eddie Brock.
I feel bad because I feel like Topher Grace is probably a great guy off screen. Just every role I've ever seen him in, I never liked him. I never liked the 70s show. I don't like him in this. I don't like him in Predators.
Don't get me wrong. Let me say this though.
Yeah.
I see Eric Foreman, but he plays the role fine.
He does.
He does. His acting's not bad.
No,
in fact, I'll even go as far as the acting in the whole movie's not bad. It's just the story and direction and the way they implemented it is bad.
Yes. I'll give you that. No, there's a role I like him in. It's in a Black Mirror TV show. But overall, I'm not a fan of him I don't like his face either. It's very punchable. I don't like his face.
He does got a punchable face. Yeah. But so does Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. I really want to punch Toby. I get why the villains hate Spider-Man. They never saw his face. Like, oh man, this kid is just getting one to the face. Anyways, Topher Grace shows, Eddie Brock shows, they're like, hey, that's your daughter. She's going to die. And they made me take pictures of this. Weird.
He says, oh, that's my girlfriend. She was here for a photo shoot. Oh, and I'm dating your daughter to her dad.
It's all exposition. Like, he should be like, really,
but you know what? Later on we find out he's actually not dating Gwen Stacy.
No,
they had one coffee together.
Yeah, he's pricking this. Which is, if he's written that way, it's fine. He's written that way, so whatever. So Gwen Stacy's getting dangling. Peter Parker comes in, or Spider-Man comes in, and it just saves the day. Well, no, he saves her from falling, but the crane's still out of control when Peter Parker leaves. Did you notice that?
No.
He does nothing to stop the crane from doing the crane thing.
I was too distracted by all the other idiocy that was going on.
The crane's destroying this building. Pretty much going to level the building. He saves her. Brock
by the way, when the crane first destroys the building, it shows the rubble hitting the ground, and Spider-Man's not there. So like 6 people are dead.
Oh, so many people die in this movie that they don't show.
Yeah.
So many people. I thought the same thing. So yeah, Crane's still crazy, and Peter Parker just swings away because Eddie Brock says to Spider-Man that he's going to be replacing Peter Parker because he's the new kid on the block. Spider-Man doesn't like that. Spider-Man swings away.
He also says Peter makes Spider-Man look fat.
Yeah. After that, we cut to the Daily Bugle, right? Daily Bugle?
Yeah, I think it's the Daily Bugle.
What's the one in Superman called?
Daily Planet.
Okay, so this is Daily Bugle.
Yeah, you stumped me for a minute there. I was like, wait.
I was making sure I didn't mix the names up.
No, it's the Daily Planet. It was Superman because of the giant globe on top of it.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So at the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson has heart issues, and he's got all this mess on the desk because it's funny, and anger issues, I'm sorry.
I actually did laugh at this scene.
No, yeah, this is anything with him in it, honestly, is great, because he's great.
J. Jonah Jameson is one of the best characters because he's not in it a lot. He's just there to be a punchline. And
yes, in this sequence and in the later sequence, he's the camera. Yeah. So yeah, it's 3 characters in the movie. That's really great. During this sequence, Eddie Brock comes in, flirts the people, and says, "I'm the best." I think. Let me get my notes up.
You know what? I just put it together.
What's up?
Why Eddie Brock is the way he is in this beginning here.
Why?
It's a foreshadowing what Peter's becoming. He's becoming that annoying Eddie Brock character when he becomes Venom, Tobey Maguire, Venom Peter Parker.
Well, see, weirdly, I think his Venom, like Peter Parker's douchiness, is better and more likable than Eddie Brock's douchiness, I guess.
I didn't know.
For me, it was.
No, the things he does is just... Eddie is selfish,
yes,
without a doubt. But Peter is just mean.
We'll get to it because I can't think of anything that he was mean.
There's a specific scene that he was just super mean.
Peter's fired during the sequence, I think, kind of. No.
They're in the Daily Bugle, and Eddie's showing J. Jonah pictures, and then Peter comes in and shows him pictures.
Yes, and J. Jonah says, Eddie Brock wants a job, or J. Jonah gives Brock the job, but Peter says, well, I've been here longer. He doesn't get the job. Jonah's like, okay, if you got whoever gets me the first picture of Spider-Man doing something bad gets the job.
Yes.
And then they're off to the races. But you notice there's a Doc Ock thing behind J. Jonahson?
There's a what?
It's a Doc Ock picture. It says Doc Ock still at large. And I wonder if that's from the second movie or like at the end of the second movie they can never find his body. Like, I don't know how that plays into that lore.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would assume they don't know about Doc Ock falling into a reactor core or whatever at the end of the water, because that wasn't really
published.
That wasn't really in front of anybody.
Exactly. So I was just wondering if they still are looking for him. So that was a cool little tidbit to me. And his on the background. After they both leave the office, Stan Lee makes a cameo and says to Peter Parker something about hope and shit like that. I don't fucking know. I was paying attention.
Yeah, it was badly placed.
Yeah. Yes. It was just like,
because this is at the height of Peter's arrogance.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If this scene, I think, would have worked better after he lost everything.
Yes.
He's coming around to who he once was, and like then
Yes.
you put this scene in there, then it would have hit more. But right now, it's just like Stan Lee's feeding right into Peter's ego.
It's encouraging. Yeah, go be a bad guy. It's cool.
Yeah. So
after that, Peter. God, there's so much more to this movie. Peter takes Harry home, or to Harry's home, and they have fun. They bond over basketball and history and shit like that. Peter and him play basketball.
And Peter is a monster here.
Why?
Because he's lying to his friend about what's happened and everything. He's taking advantage of this amnesia stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, when he remembers, this is just going to make him even more angry and more pissed off at him.
Well, I think Peter's game at this is like, let me try to kill him with kindness. So hopefully when he comes back, he like remembers how much he actually likes me.
I took it as him manipulating Harry, and try to get his best friend back without having to deal with the consequences of what happened.
Yes, no, that's for sure what's happening. But I just think he's trying to do so in a way that, like,
sure, and that's what's going through Peter Parker's head.
Yes,
but that's not what's actually happening.
No, yeah, Peter is definitely taking advantage. But at the same time, like, how do you have that conversation? Like, listen, the reason why you bumped your head and forgot everything is because you're trying to kill me because you think I killed your dad. Granted, all this could be avoided if Peter Parker and him could have a
conversation.
Yeah, have a sit-down adult conversation where they both talk and listen. But apparently both those characters don't do that. Like, they just assume the shores of each other.
What you do is say, hey, look, before you lost your memory, we weren't on the best of terms. I'm not really sure what was happening. You wouldn't tell me. But just so you know, we weren't in the best of places here. So,
okay.
Don't pretend like it's just everything's all fine and good when it's not.
Yeah. Just let them know that things are bad and you want to work on it.
And then, they can say, hey, but, this is our chance to start over because you don't remember what it is. Yes. I can't tell you what's going on with that. And sure, it's still lying, but at least it's an effort to try, know?
I'll give you that. It's always communication, guys. This always comes down to. Their whole eneminess we'll get to that later with the whole dumb butler thing, but everything could have been just avoided by simple communicating and understanding of each other.
Yeah, listening and talking it out instead of trying to kill each other.
Yeah, I assume you did this thing, so like, let me hear your side before I can still hate you, but let me hear your side of the story first. God. So yeah, after that, we get to Mary Jane's firing because she gets to the audition where she...
Now, to be fair, because I don't want people say something later about this because I'm going to bring it up. Harry is infused with the Green Goblin formula at this point. So that psychopathic tendencies that happened in Norman in the first movie should be happening to him here.
During this part or in general?
Yeah, just in general. So all the anger and the aggression and the blaming of Spider-Man is a side effect of the craziness to coming from the formula.
Well, if that's the case, that's a plot hole in the end then when he turns, it's his heel turn.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that could be a reason why he is being unreasonable because of that. But
even before that, even before he took the injection, he was already unreasonable towards Peter Parker's last Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he didn't start trying to kill him until afterwards.
Fair.
I mean, he did try to hire Dr. Octopus to kill Spider-Man.
Exactly.
But he didn't know that was Peter at the time.
And I think he only started trying to kill him because he found out his dad has an arsenal of weapons in his house.
Well, that was after he got injected with the Green Goblin formula.
I guess.
I don't know. I'm just bringing it up. I don't agree.
Yeah, you're right. You're fair. It's totally fair.
I'm just saying. Yeah. That's the reason that's given, and I don't want anyone saying, "Hey, what about the Green Goblin formula?" I thought of it. It's just still bad.
I just think just sit down with the person, talk it out. You don't have to like it. If you still hate him afterwards, then kill him. Because I just hate that cliched.
Or,
we didn't talk about it.
Don't become a supervillain and just don't talk to Peter Parker ever again.
Yeah, anything. Anything. Okay. So yeah, we get to Mary Jane's. TJ, you're great. I like doing this with you.
This movie sucked. I did not like it at all.
I really didn't hate this movie. So yeah, we get to Mary Jane. She's walking into her
It's too long.
theater, and she wasn't fired properly because reasons. And the people, her directors.
Yeah, this was stupid.
Yeah,
They fire her, and she walks in as they're rehearsing the new girl. No one told her anything. It's even they say we handled that poorly.
they did just because like after one, I don't think. I'm not on Broadway, so I don't know. But like, I don't think they would fire someone after one.
I mean, even if
bad
they did,
night.
even if all the papers are saying, "Hey, this is a bad review," and stuff like that, and you like you can't this play is not tenable because of this actress. Fine, you need to do it. Call her in and fire her yourself.
Yeah, don't get that. Don't get.
Don't start rehearsing the new girl without telling her. Don't go through her agent. Make sure she's there and tell her what's going on and tell her. Don't be a dick and say, "Hey, this is sorry, you're fired." And then she walks out in the alley and people start cheering for her. And then Spider-Man swings by and she realizes they're cheering for Spider-Man and not her. And it's just like adding to the fact, look at... It's like... Everybody loves Peter Parker or Spider-Man, but everyone loves my boyfriend. And no one seems to be caring about me whatsoever.
You know what's fascinating about this? It's the reverse of Lois Lane and Superman. How Lois Lane loves Superman but doesn't care for Clark. This is the opposite. Mary Jane loves Peter. Well, I guess likes the idea of Peter, but hates Spider.
I don't think she hates Spider-Man. I think she knows that Spider-Man's a necessary part of her life. I think right now the problem is Peter's focusing more on everything but her.
Yeah, okay.
Because like she's not mad that she's a little sad that, the retention's on Spider-Man. The problem is, Peter's not doing anything to alleviate her fears and her feelings or anything. If Peter was getting all this adulation, and he was like, look, I understand what's going on. Hey, or even like, hey, what happened you got fired? Even took the time to find out and console her at any point. She would not have problems with the Spider-Man thing. It's the fact that he's ignoring her the entire time and not trying, and he's more focused on his popularity and everything that everyone loves him than it is her.
Because I agree with everything you say, so I have nothing to add to that. So the next day, or the same day, next day, whatever day, it's just a Spider-Man parade.
They're giving Spider-Man the key to the city.
Yeah, because he saved Gwen Stacy's life.
Yeah, because her dad decided to give him a key to the city because he's the police chief, you see.
Yeah, not the mayor, but the police chief, and he's up.
Or a captain. Maybe it's the captain.
He's high up in the police, let's say that.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The police captain that must have just became a captain in the last year because he wasn't in.
Yeah, don't lecture us on police rankings, guys, because we don't care. We don't give a shit. During this, Mary Jane's trying to talk to Peter, but Peter's Peter. He's going on his thing. Eddie's talking to Gwen about stuff. I don't think it's anything important. And
what?
Eddie Brock talking to Gwen Stacy. He's taking her pictures.
Yeah, this is where we find out that they aren't dating. That they had one coffee
This is the
together.
sequence. Okay. Yeah. I don't recall. So I really wasn't paying attention to them talking. Honestly, I was taking notes. But as the parade's going on, we get to the Sandman. He's breaking in. Well, he's walking towards a bank probably, but it's intercepted by two police officers doing the jobs. He goes into hiding into a big sand truck because that's a thing.
No, it's not a sand truck. He busts open the roof and use his body as sand to suffocate everything inside.
Where are you at?
You're the truck, right?
Yeah, the big truck.
You're right. There's not sand already inside. He pours the sand in. He is the sand. He suffocates the guards and the guy driving so that it'll crack.
No, not that truck. That's the arm truck he breaks into later. This truck.
Then where is it?
Yeah, I know that truck. The first truck he...
He hides in the sand.
Yes, there's a big sand truck for construction, I guess, or because there's sand trucks that exist in the world, in the city for reasons. I don't know.
It's either... like sand for construction, or it was just an empty truck that he decided to fill up with sand.
It's a lot of sand. That makes no. That's impossible.
I mean, you see how large he gets at the
That's
end.
impossible. That makes no sense. That's impossible.
As much sand as he can comprise of at the end of this movie, it's not impossible. That he
No,
fills
that's
up a truck
impossible.
of sand.
His size, he'd be a dense son of a bitch.
There is no way he would become a giant sand monster at the end of the movie either.
I know, but I'm just saying.
But he does. This is the part you have a problem with, is him filling up a truck with sand when he becomes a giant sand monster that is the size of a building.
Totally fine with this truck being here and has sand in it. I'm cool with that. I'm not cool with this 6'4" man. I don't care how dense he is, he will not fill this truck up. To me, that's illogical. I know having a Sandman in general is illogical, but just my suspension of disbelief is...
How do you have a suspension of disbelief problem with him turning into a truck full of sand and not have a problem with him turning into a giant sand monster at the end of the movie?
Because we didn't get to that part yet. I have a problem with that later too. Don't get me wrong, but this is just like it's not. No.
Okay, I mean, I'm not even saying that's what happened. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
I refuse that possibility and say there's rice sand in here. He manipulates that sand.
You can refuse that, but whatever. I mean, technically, every little inch of him is sand, so that's hundreds of thousands of atoms and molecules that can be technically turned into sand. Just because he's 6'4" doesn't mean that every piece of sand can't be, separated and turned into a lot of sand.
But if you see how dense the sand is in that truck, that the officer's still standing on it without sinking into it, it's just no. Nah. So anyways, he's in the season.
You have stupid illogical problems.
I did not have stupid logical problems.
Yes, you do.
No.
The problems you have are really superfluous.
The problems you have are superfluous.
No, they are.
Yes, they are.
Like, no one cares that he's a bunch of sand in the back of a truck.
I do.
Literally no one.
I do. So I know I was just saying, like, there's no. My main problem was, why is there a sand truck in the city? There's no construction going on around.
There's a dump truck. It's New York. I'm sure there's construction around the corner.
Yeah, I hope so. It's just weird. It's a random thing to have. That's all.
Did you forget that a crane just crashed through a building not too long ago?
Yeah,
so that's got to be a construction site right there.
What the fuck you have sand up there for? Whatever. Anyway, Sandman's being chased. Goes into a sand truck. Hides from the police, but as the shovel is about to be penetrating, he punches a police officer in a really cool sequence, and he gets pursued.
I'm not sure why he punched a police officer, though.
Yeah, I guess because he wanted to show that he's there.
But
he could have taken...
If the cops just hit him with the shovel, so what? He doesn't find you. He goes, they go away.
Well, I think at this point, it would have been his first time being penetrated by something, right? So maybe he didn't know how it would have affected him.
Uh-huh.
That's my best guess. Because as soon as he becomes...
I like how you could jump to illogical reasoning for characters, but yet you can't believe there's a truck full of sand.
Yeah, science, TJ. Some things I cannot just believe in. Humans' mentality, sure. But yeah, we're dumb creatures, so I can believe anything goes through your mind. So yeah, he turns to a big sand creature here. I'm cool with this, because there's just a lot of sand here. Whatever. And he can start getting shot at. And he flies away, because Sandman can fly?
I guess.
That's a thing, I guess. So as he's flying away, we cut back.
I guess there's a really strong wind.
Yes. Oh man. So, anyways, as he's flying away, we cut back to the parade or the ceremony, and Mary Jane and Harry are talking. They become more friendly to each other because Harry's nice now, not an asshole. It's great. Just be nice, people. People like you back. He's actually asking questions about to Mary Jane. He's paying attention. This is all she wanted from Peter Parker. Like, oh, you were fired? I'm sorry. And this is great. But as they're talking, Spider-Man comes swinging in because Gwen Stacy introduces him, and Spider-Man shows off. He has some flips and all that kind of stuff. And then he does a kiss to Gwen Stacy. But not just a regular kiss. He does his kiss that he did with Mary Jane in the first movie, the upside-down kiss.
He kissed another woman in front of his girlfriend.
Yep. Their kiss, too. Their special kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he thinks nothing's wrong with that.
Because he's an asshole. He's a grade A asshole. No, granted, I get his argument that he did it because he was Spider-Man in the moment. It meant nothing to him, but he should have known.
He still kissed another woman right in front of his girlfriend.
There's no true excuse for it, I know. MJ's not happy. She goes to run away. But as she's walking...
Because he just watched her boyfriend kiss another woman.
I know. He's a bad dude.
It would be one thing if Mary Jane didn't know he was Spider-Man. Because maybe then he's like, I had to put on the act, because... on Spider-Man, and this is just how it is. And it's not like she went up to him and offered the kiss. He said, "Kiss me."
Now, maybe...
He's the one that said, "Do it."
Yes. But in that defense, he said it to her, not on Mike. He said it to her, so I guess MJ wouldn't know he said that. It was just part of the thing.
There's about 1,000 people up there, and it's in the newspaper in the next day. And I'm sure the reporter is like, "Oh, Spider-Man says kiss me."
No, probably not. They just shared a kiss. That's it.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's right. He's still an asshole for it. He's wrong, and he's not wrong with saying that people are going to love it. Just kiss me. It's great. I'm a star. I'm a celebrity. They want you to see me kiss
Except
me.
for that 10-year-old kid that didn't want him
Of
to do
course,
it.
and his girlfriend. So yeah, as it's going on, Mary Jane wants to not see this. As she starts walking away, Sandman appears. And there's a big sandstorm that goes through. Sandman goes chasing down an armed truck. And he breaks into it, starts taking money. Spider-Man leaves the, not the parade, what you call it? Leaves the ceremony and goes pursuing the sand monster. They have a fight. Their interaction's great. Spider-Man gets his butt kicked a little bit, but fights back. And how's this fight end?
Doesn't he just fly away? Oh no, he crashes the truck. The truck's about to crash, and he gets out Sandman, and then Spider-Man crashes, and Sandman's on the roof while Spider-Man comes out.
See,
of the
that's
truck.
dumb. This is dumb. This is really dumb. Okay, yeah, the thing crashes. Sandman kind of hides. Spider-Man leaves. Don't you think the Sandman, since he's on a time limit for his dying daughter, will go back to the truck and take the money? Like, why just run away? Like, your daughter's dying.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to risk Spider-Man coming back.
Stupid. Even if Spider-Man comes back, Spider-Man can't hurt him.
He doesn't know that.
I would know that. I forgot. He got shot by bullets. That's dumb. He's on a time limit for his daughter. He's doing all this for his daughter. I would be trying tooth and nail to get that money. If he gets the money, what's good to the money?
Launder it.
Mm-hmm. This is dumb. Anywho, armed truck robbery, fights Spider-Man, escapes. He runs away. This is stupid. So next night, or that night, or next whatever, Spider-Man, Peter Parker takes taking Mary Jane to a French restaurant. You see Bruce Campbell here. He's actually playing a likable character, not a douchebag. It's great. Peter plans to propose to Mary Jane here at this fancy restaurant.
And this is a prime example of Peter just not listening. They're in a bad spot, and yet he doesn't think that at all. They're in a great spot, and he's gonna propose right here, and everything's gonna be perfect. He's
in this fantasy of like,
he's so clueless and so self-absorbed that he does not see anything.
No, he doesn't. And yeah, going back to the kiss earlier he did with like Gwen Stacy, he should have avoided that because he knows him and Mary Jane are going through something right now. So why do the kiss in front of her there, and then why try to propose here? Like, just talk to your girlfriend, see what's up, why she's sad all the time. You see something's bothering her, so talk to her.
And that's another big problem. They have scenes together, but it's like 3 scenes, and then Peter's like, "All right, gotta go."
Yeah.
Okay, you're not even sticking around long enough. Like, he's not even thinking, "Oh, maybe I should call her when she's not there with him or anything." He does not even think about her when she's not around.
No. And it's weird. I think it's because it might be, I don't know what the term is, but like you factuate over someone for so long, and then you get the person, you don't know how to truly treat the person because you're just not grown enough for it, I guess. It's the whole graduate situation. I want that person, so I'm going to go out and get that person. I got that person. Shit, now what do I do?
I never saw that movie.
It's okay, I hated it. I didn't like the soundtrack, because I don't like soundtracks as this one artist. So anyways, during the whole this date, Gwen Stacy shows up, and apparently Peter never told Mary Jane about Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
And she's got so many issues with it, because Gwen Stacy's Peter's college partner.
College partner, yes.
He kissed Gwen Stacy on stage, and just so much like clues of like, do you not like me?
Him not telling her about his lab partner, I think, would be unreasonable on her part.
Yes.
If
yes,
it wasn't clear that Gwen Stacy clearly into Peter,
clearly into him, and he kissed her on stage, like, the fuck.
Yes, and if Peter wasn't like so oblivious to what Mary Jane's going through, like she's seriously in a bad place at this point.
Yes.
And then this other woman who has a modeling career, who was doing better than her in almost every way, is really into her boyfriend right now. It's like, now, if everything was good between Peter and Mary Jane was a good spot, and then, and Peter wasn't doing anything wrong, and she's like, you never told me about your lab partner, I'd be like, all right, you're being a bit unreasonable.
Yeah, then that's bad writing.
Right, but at this point, no, Mary Jane's still in the right.
Totally agree. Yeah, no, she's written right, and she's doing everything justly. So after Mary Jane sees all this, she's like, I can't right now, Peter. I'm getting out of here. So she walks out on Peter during this break, the date. It's kind of like a breakup, like a little, not even a breakup, it's a, we need time to ourselves kind of thing.
She just runs out on him. And Peter is like, still, he doesn't understand what happened.
No, Peter's like, he's so dumb.
It's like...
But see, like, I feel like... I can't say this is bad writing for Peter, because a lot of guys are like this in general. So, do better guys, I guess?
I mean,
girls aren't crazy. They're people too, and they go through things. So
that's true. It's true that Except this is supposed to be Peter Parker. It's supposed to be Spider-Man, and sure, he has his moments of arrogance and ego and stuff like that. But Mary Jane is the love of his life right now.
Yeah,
this is the point in their relationship where she's kind of the most important person in the world to him, except for maybe Aunt May.
But like you say, he's still Peter Parker. He's still a second-year college kid. He's still young.
Yeah.
He looks old because he's an old actor, but second-year college is what, 21, maybe 22.
Yeah,
you're barely a person at that point. He's still Spider-Man.
But at this point in their relationship, they've been essentially on and off since high school. Let's be real here. So it's not like they just got together. This is like 4 or 5 years in at this point.
Yeah. So in his eyes, probably he thinks if she's having issues that he sees, maybe they're not big enough to warrant whatever's going on was going on.
And that's the problem.
Yeah,
because Peter Parker is also supposed to be like super intelligent here.
Looks smart, yes, but not life smart.
Even so, he's still got... It's just not... It just doesn't make sense from Peter Parker. He's the hero of the story, and we're supposed to like the hero of the story.
Yeah, I guess. Like, you're not wrong with that. I'm just like...
And my problem's not even just that he's a douche in this movie. He's been a douche throughout almost every movie. This is his character that they wanted to show. So it's like this is just who Peter Parker is in these movies, and it's just not who Peter Parker is.
Then why is Mary Jane staying with him? It's because the best she knows what her dad and mom was. So or is it just because she isn't like why she's staying with this asshole at that point?
Well, there's the trauma issue, as you pointed out. True, and there's also the fact that he's Spider-Man. And he's a superhero. He does save her life. He's not always let me put it this way. He has his moments of true caring for her and wanting to be with her and fight. Like the whole second movie was him is putting her first by not being with her because he was afraid to put her in danger.
Yeah.
So he has this movie. Actually, his relationship, even though he's a jerk to Mary Jane in that second movie, like I went through, they didn't portray it that way.
No.
It's a story in this movie. They're purposely doing it in this movie. That's why it's bad here. Because it's purposeful here. And that's why she's with them. Because in the other movies, he did not come off this way. This is a change.
Yeah.
This is technically a change in Peter's personality. Well, even though we've seen it all through.
Yeah. But again, the change in this movie is for reasons because he's popular Spider-Man and he's got fame in his head. So he just can't see past that.
Yeah, it's arrogance and ego getting the better of them.
Yeah.
It's the problem that most intelligent people have. They think they're better than everybody at certain points and that they can't do any wrong.
They have all the answers because they've read and learned a lot of shit, but they don't know how to practically put those answers into reality and how to console someone. As you saw with him, he says, yeah, your issues are this, so do this or whatever. So he doesn't know how to be a person properly, I guess, or a good boyfriend at this point. I don't know.
Well, the problem is, it's not that he doesn't know how. He doesn't think he is. He doesn't think he needs to do anything different. Yeah. He thinks he is perfect right now. And that's the issue.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about anybody other than himself.
Which is what the story's calling for.
Right. That doesn't mean it's good though. It just makes you not like the character. It's like, why am I following this character if he's just a dick to everybody? And we're not even at the point where he's being influenced to this point. That's the whole other problem.
Yeah. Because I don't think he ever has a turning point in the movie of being, I want to be a better person. Does he ever have that in this movie? He has a point where if I'm taking the suit off, now I'm better. But he goes back to
I think that's supposed to be our. I think that's supposed to be our point. He realizes how much of a dick he's being. So,
but that's because of the suit, not because of him, though, right?
Right. But
okay.
That's because the movie doesn't think what he's doing is bad.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Peter tries calling her, but Peter's stupid. But Peter gets a call from Chief of Police.
She does generally trying to be his girlfriend.
Yeah,
she's genuinely trying. He calls her, and then she's hesitant, but she's too late to pick up in time.
She is not a bad person in this.
She wants to be there. He's just making it impossible.
Yes, I agree. I am agreeing with you 100%. She is a good person in this. She tries her hardest. The scene coming up, she tries to console with him. She constantly extends the olive branch, and Peter's like, go f*** yourself, bitch. Like, Peter, you suck. Do better.
All right, we've beaten this to death. Let's move on.
I don't think we have. I don't think the audience is going they're going to disagree with us the whole time. Like, no, he's actually a good guy, guys, because of this reason. No, he's not. He sucks. Superman sucks too. He's a rapist.
We can't be the first person to point this out.
I think you might.
Trust me.
I think we might have been, TJ.
I don't think we are.
I think you are, TJ. I think you are.
I highly doubt it. So
I don't know. People like Spider-Man. So Gwen Stacy's dad. What's his name? Mark Stacy. Mark Furman.
I don't. I know it's Dennis Leary in it.
I like those movies a lot. Mr. Stacy calls the Peters family, him and Aunt May, over because they got an update in the case. You ready for this one, guys? You ready for this stupid twist, guys?
I'm running out of energy for complaining here.
But it keeps giving you more reasons to complain, doesn't it? So, the update in the case of Peter's Uncle Ben's death. The guy that shot and killed Uncle Ben wasn't the robber who they thought it was. He's a partner in it. The main guy is the Sandman.
Why?
Because it's all gotta be connected. Did you not watch Batman, TJ?
Apparently not, because it's still infuriating every single time. Every single time. Why? There's no reason to connect this. He has a perfectly good backstory and motivation for doing what he's doing right now, for his daughter. Perfectly fine. There's no reason to add that he killed Uncle Ben. No purposeful reason. It's just to make Spider-Man angry. Just so he can get to that stupid suit again and have that agitate him even more so that he can go and kill Sandman and be like, ooh, the Venom suit's taking me over. Ooh, it's stupid.
But it gives motivation to why Peter Parker has got to be Spider-Man. It gives you a reason.
And it's George Stacy, by the way.
Oh, man. So, yes, George Stacy tells Peter Parker, Flint Marko killed your Uncle Ben. Get at him, boy.
No. They suspect that he killed him.
And there's a flash.
Which he did.
Yeah, there's a flash.
And he did.
Well, to be fair, the flashback shows that he did it out of cold blood, which makes him look really bad.
No, that's not a flashback. That's Peter's imagining of what happened.
However you want to describe that, yes.
Because he's looking at the picture and he's getting that angry face on. He's like, ooh, and then he imagined him doing it. In the actual flashback, it's an accident, which is still stupid. Unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
I agree.
You can take out this whole part of it and it wouldn't change anything.
No, it wouldn't. Just like you said, the Batman thing. So once he catches Sandman, he should be done then, right? Like, you did it. You got the killer. You're fine. Anyways, stupid. Peter yells at Captain Stacy.
Well, Spider-Man's a little different because he's got all this power, and then the lessons from Uncle Ben instill in him to go on and use his power for greater things. Whereas Batman's all about, vengeance and, stopping and hurting the people, or stop people from being hurt like he was being hurt. So his storyline needs it to be a random act of violence. Whereas Spider-Man is just has that lesson instilled in him from, it's almost like Superman being Superman because the Kents taught him to be a good person and use his powers responsibly.
So Peter yells at Captain Stacy because Peter's angry. Peter goes to his apartment. He's angry. He never talks to Aunt May about this. I mean, she says he talks to her later, but does he talk to her right now about it?
No, because he's just as mean to his aunt as he is to anybody else.
Sucks. So Mary Jane comes checking in because she heard the news and she cares because she's a good person. She's trying to talk to her boyfriend. Even though they're fighting, she's like, hey, you're going through some shit. I'm here for you. And he's like, nah, bitch, I don't care about you. I got my own thing going on. Like, she's like, I know you have your own thing going on. I'm trying to be here for you, man. He's like, nah.
He's like, I don't need your help. Get out.
She's like, you suck, Peter. You suck. He's like, I don't suck. So, God, man, he really does. He is a piece of shit, isn't he?
Yeah, I've been telling you this for
I know
for 2 movies
I know you
now.
have. I was watching the movie and I saw it like so blatant, but like just going back and talking about it again, like there really is nothing redeemable. There's not much redeemable about him in this movie. He just sucks from here to kind of the end.
He sucked from the beginning of this movie.
Yeah, I'm saying I said here. From beginning of the movie till kind of the end, he kind of
He doesn't do anything to rectify anything that he's done. He saved his girlfriend in the end. Well, guess what? Even if she wasn't his girlfriend, if there was a hostage up in a taxi, Spider-Man would go save that woman.
True. Yeah, he saves his girlfriend. He says
just because it's Mary Jane doesn't necessarily mean anything. He was going to do that anyway. That's what he does.
Oh, man. So Peter puts on the suit and sitting by the ham radio, waiting to hear about the Sandman so he could go strike vengeance. And then when he's sleeping, so the Venom suit, the Venom symbiote comes onto him and attaches to him. So I'm just saying that out loud. Peter already wanted vengeance. The suit didn't make him want vengeance, more so, right?
Right.
Yeah, Peter is a bad dude.
Yeah, this is honestly, if anything, him being the way he is what attracted the symbiote to him in the first place. Him being a bad person is why it was attached to him.
It's funny because when the symbiote was on his moped, it was closer to Mary Jane than it was to him. So it could have attached itself to her, but it knew like, oh no, Peter is like giving me some bad advice. I'm gonna stick to this guy instead. That's very fascinating. So Peter wakes up with the symbiote on him.
I don't think they thought that hard.
No, they haven't. Well, maybe they did. I don't know. So Peter wakes up with the symbiote on him, and he's being black-suited Spider-Man, going through the city, and...
Well, no, he wakes up hanging upside down in front of a building, doesn't know how he got there.
Yeah, did I kind of say that, or no?
You said he just wakes up in the suit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no, he slept walk or something. Yeah. The suit drove him out into the city.
So Peter Parker just swings about a little bit. Then the next day he goes to his professor, Future Crocodile. Who was his character's name?
It just brings up so many questions.
What those?
That's Batman 3, Riddler. We're doing 3, so I just threw one in there.
I love you, TJ. You're great. Love doing this podcast with you. So Peter takes the symbiote sample to the professor, crocodile guy.
Oh, you know what else?
Yeah.
We got a Sandman in this one, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't Professor Xavier turn to sand in the third movie, X-Men movie?
That is true. That is very true. Wow, they're all linked, huh? It feels like there was like an MCU before the MCU, or a comic book universe before the MCU. That's funny. So the professor takes the sample of the symbiote, and Peter goes back to being Peter in the suit. And he goes to hunt down Sandman because there's a bank robbery. He gets to the tail end of Sandman's robbery, and before he gets to pursue him, Brock shows up. And Brock's like, hey, Spidey, I like the new black suit. And Spidey's like, no, Brock, here's your camera on the ground. Suck an egg. Jumps down to chase after Sandman. But Brock's got a plan. He pulls out a second 2007 camera and starts taking pictures. Spider-Man's down the tunnels in the subway and starts to fight Sandman.
Starts to fight Sandman against CGI trains.
Yes. And the fight is good, kind of. Like you said, CG...
It's just CG-rific down here.
Yes. Spider-Man's super angry because, like, you killed my uncle! And it's a fight. He kind of...
Sandman's like, who?
Yeah. It's like...
Well, who are you? Why do you care about this?
Right? Like, you're telling me your identity, I guess? Like, what's going on, Spider-Man? He beats the crap out of Sandman. Sandman fights back, but in the end, Spider-Man gets Sandman really wet, kind of washes him away, thinks he killed him.
Yeah, because he turned him to mud and he got pushed through a drain. And so, yeah, Peter Parker just killed somebody, or at least he thinks he does, and he's okay with it.
Yeah, he's so okay with it. He goes to his Aunt May. Like, guess what, Aunt May? Spider-Man just killed someone.
And she's like, what? Spider-Man doesn't do that. Are you crazy? That's nuts.
Oh, my God. He's like, wait, what? You should be happy about this. She's like, no.
He's like, no, revenge poisoned you. What are you talking about? Go away, Peter. Go do something useful.
Oh, God. This is so dumb. No, I thought she knew he was Spider-Man.
I think she still kind of does.
Okay.
I think that's the implication there. And she's like, because they never outright say she does. Maybe she suspects.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's like,
It doesn't matter.
It's like the motherly.
Like I
yeah.
said, Aunt May's just there to give Peter platitudes so he can feel better about himself.
Yeah.
And to teach him life lessons.
Yeah. So Peter goes back to his apartment. He's rude to the landlord because why not be rude to the landlord?
Because the symbiote suit's making him even
and more emo, and his hair's down, and a moody Peter Parker. MJ, while this is happening, MJ visits Harry, and they have a montage of making breakfast.
No, she wants company, so she comes over, and they're just making omelets because
Cute bonding.
I guess they were just in the mood for omelets. I guess.
Yeah.
They have a nice little scene, and then they kiss.
Oh yeah, they're adorable. Yeah, they kiss. She doesn't want that.
I mean, she kissed him. It wasn't Harry that pushed.
Yeah. But she feels bad. She does feel bad. She did that. Like, oh, that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it's just she runs out, and this is what triggers him remembering for some reason.
Yeah.
So wait, Venom. How long ago would the Venom? What part of the Venom come in? How much time?
Oh, in the beginning, he came in like...
No, that's what I mean. How long has it been since we've seen Venom? It's like an hour. It's been an hour since Venom showed back up, by the way.
I know. Isn't that ridiculous?
So yeah, we decided we're going to have a different movie for an hour, and now we're going to bring in Venom here.
Yeah, so Peter's talking to the landlord's daughter. They're kind of flirting. Cooking kiss. Except Harry hears Norman's voice, and revenge starts to happen. Harry attacks MJ. Okay. So yeah, Peter's on the phone with a professor about the symbiote suit, and symbiote...
you skipped that part where he takes the symbiote to the professor.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Because literally nothing happens. He says, here's this stuff, I'm going to go back to this haunted ass Sandman.
He goes to his professor and says, hey, professor, look at this alien. And the professor doesn't say, let's go to a scientist or let's go, this is dangerous here.
Let's call some authorities.
Do we need to, get the scientific community in on this?
CDC, something who will help us regulate this possible disease?
Yeah, where did you find this? We should probably close this off.
Anything. No, let me just hold on for it for a few days and examine it. What?
This is why he became a lizard.
Exactly. Oh, god damn it. So, yeah, going back to the guy, he calls Peter in expositions. Yeah, the symbiote likes anger. Pretty much that's what he figures out. And he takes on the characteristics of its host, and mostly likes anger. Did you keep any of it, Peter? Peter's like, nah, bro. Nah.
Yeah, and this is during this whole phone call, he has the next door neighbor who clearly likes him.
Yes.
Who is but she's just supportive of him no matter what he does.
Yes.
So she's excited when Mary Jane calls for him and stuff. She just wants him to be happy. And yeah, he's like, go get me more cookies and make me some more food. I'm just going to take advantage of this poor nice girl who, they're in this shitty apartment, but the landlord kind of takes care of Peter here. It's revealed that we think he's a jerk throughout the movies, but when he gets yelled at, he's like, he must be going to real trouble. He's a good boy,
Yeah.
They're good people, and he's just taking advantage of them, and it's messed up. This is part of the reason why I said he's just mean.
He just sucks. This is mean. Yeah, but see, he's mean here because of the suit. So this is where I give him kind of leeway.
Yeah, but
kind of leeway.
But this is my point earlier. This is the foreshadowing from the Eddie Brock being a dick to what Peter turns into. This is what I was saying.
I know.
And we keep saying, oh, the suit is the one doing this to him. It's influencing him. But from what their explanation is, it just seems like it's just heightening who he already is.
Yes.
This is just who he is. Yeah. It's just he's acting more on his inhibitions than he normally would. This is...
If anything, it was... Am I supporting bullying in the slightest? I really am not. But him being bullied through all of his years kind of either put him in check and made him not an asshole, or maybe subconsciously made him an asshole. Who knows? I'm just saying that. So...
I mean, a lot of times when people who get bullied
Yeah.
get power, they use that power to start bullying people.
Very true. So bullies, you make your own enemies. Read Frankenstein, guys. Read. So yeah.
That has nothing to do with bullies, by the way.
What, Frankenstein?
Yeah, no.
No, I know, but you create your own monster that comes and, does the shit.
Yeah, I get it, but that has nothing to do with bullies.
Yeah, it's close enough. So while all that's happening, apparently, Harry has his memories back and he attacks MJ. And then he attacks MJ because he has a voice of Norman in his head that says, attack Peter's heart. So Peter...
Call back.
Yes, exactly. See, guys? So Harry tells MJ, call Peter. She calls him. MJ and Peter meet at a bridge, and they break up. She breaks up with Peter.
This makes no sense.
The breakup, or
Don't break up.
why not?
At all. Because she's being forced into it. Mary Jane would not do this. She would not say, oh, okay, I'll break up with Peter just so that... Because she knows he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
She should say, hey, Harry kidnapped me and said I had to break up with you. You might want to deal with that.
Yeah, I think it's...
We're still on bad terms here, but I'm not gonna break up with you just because Harry told me to, so we might need to deal with this.
Yeah, I could see if he was Harry had, like, some kind of leverage on her. But he's got nothing.
I can see if maybe Mary Jane didn't know he was Spider-Man, and he was like, okay, Peter's in danger. He's not going to be able to protect himself. I got to do this to protect him. But no, she knows he's Spider-Man. Yeah. Spider-Man can kick Harry's ass. He's already done it. So
she's like, hey, Spidey, go do your thing. Harry's just threatened me.
He's threatening me to do this. He wants me to break up with you to go in here. And it's just like, this is so out of character, because throughout the whole movie she keeps telling him things and he's not listening, but this would be a good point for him to start listening.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, look, Harry's doing this. Would have been a good point to try and start turning the character around.
So after that, Harry has a lunch with Peter. Peter goes over what just happened, and Harry's like, yeah, I know, because I'm the other guy, Peter.
And at this point, he still thinks he doesn't remember, right?
Well, he does it until Peter goes to leave and Harry turns back and smiles and disappears. It's like,
I thought it was strange that he didn't just punch him in that thing if he didn't think he was had amnesia.
Yeah. Oh god, so dumb. So then Peter goes back to his house and puts on the symbiote suit. Puts on the symbiote suit, gets dressed back up in his outfit, goes to Harry's house at nighttime, breaks and enters, and starts beating the shit out of Harry to jazz music. Because logic?
Yeah, you went out of order here.
How'd I go out of order?
Because I think the phone scene with the doctor came after this.
No, it comes before this.
Are you sure?
Yeah. The symbiote thing? Him talking about the hatred and all that stuff? Yeah, it came way before this.
No, it didn't. Yeah. No, it didn't.
Yes.
No, because
him talking on the phone and Peter's being ignorant.
Where he's getting where he's getting the cookies and stuff.
It happened before this.
No, it didn't, because after that scene is the stupid dance scene and stuff.
No.
I'm watching the movie right now.
Let's get the dance scene?
We're not... It literally cuts from him having the conversation with Doc Connors about how the symbiote is bad and it's a symbiote and stuff like that, and he's having cookies. Then it cuts over to him screwing over Eddie Brock, and, we'll get to that scene. And then it's the dance scene, and then it's Sandman reforming.
So, here's the Brock scene. Hold on, yeah.
The fight scene already happened. You skipped the fight scene. Now you're just going backwards.
I jumped the gun on the phone call then, because the fight scene happens with him and Harry.
You jumped the gun on that.
So
that's what I was saying.
Yeah. So Harry and him have a fight. Harry's house, jazz music. Peter beats the shit out of Harry for the most part. Harry throws a goblin grenade at Peter. Peter whiplashes it back at Harry and makes him Two-Face.
Yeah, and it's like, did he think he killed Harry there?
No, because he just walks away. Nothing happens. Because Harry's sitting on top of a lot of grenades, too, when this happens. Harry should be dead.
So did Peter think he killed Harry and was okay with it?
I guess so.
Because if that's the case, that's really out of character, red him suit or no. That's his best friend, regardless of what problems they were having.
Exactly. He murdered his friend. He was cool with it. Peter just murdered Sandman and Harry. He's a murderer.
Even though neither one of them died.
No, but he's a bad guy. So yes, Peter. Okay, there it is. Peter's walking down the street, and
And here's a question I have
Yeah.
here. Does the Venom suit have like pheromones that make women attracted to a douchey looking Tobey Maguire's? Because
maybe
that's the only reason I can think that all these attractive women are looking at his stupid hair and saying, "Ooh, look at that guy."
that's how he's carrying himself too. I guess he's carrying himself with confidence. I don't know, he's ugly as shit. So I don't know. Don't tell you. But he's walking down the street. He comes across newspapers to say,
He looks like he should be in the corner smoking with a bunch of other goth kids.
"Yes, he looks like a terrible gothy emo kid, a representation of one." Peter,
And it's a bad depiction of women if they like bad boys. You know, this is what they want in a guy. Yeah, some
well,
jerk
it's
off.
true. TJ, you didn't know that girls like bad boys.
Some do, but not all of them.
do. It's always a blanket. Every blanket statement out there, it's factual. When are you going to learn that, TJ?
When are they going to learn that bad comic book movies don't need to have stupid tropes in them?
Ah, man, everything's got tropes in them. So
I said stupid tropes.
Yeah, but I know. So Peter Parker comes across a magazine that says Spider-Man's bad. He stole money. Peter Parker like, that ain't true. I'm gonna take, because that looks familiar to me. Mouse is dying. There it goes. So Peter goes to Daily Bugle and sees Brock getting praise because great photo, Brock. You got the job now because Spider-Man's a piece of crap. Peter's like, nah, that looks familiar. Brock, you stole that picture. And I'm going to expose you because you're a POS. And Brock's like, please don't do that. Everyone's not going to want me. Well, do better next time, Brock, as Peter exposes him to JJJ.
So now I'm going to argue the opposite effect here.
What's up?
Because they try to portray Peter as a bad guy in this moment. But he's not at all. And other than pushing him up against the picture frame, he did not do a bad thing here.
Yeah. If anything, he held a punch. I respect that because I would have beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, because this guy is literally disgracing this paper with a plagiarized photograph.
Yes. The paper, Spider-Man, Peter, everyone involved is getting like, wow, their names don't mean anything anymore.
Right, it's pretty much destroying that paper with this. If that would have continued on and someone else would have discovered it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It wasn't in-house. That would have screwed up the entire paper. Right? So it's like, but they try to say, oh, you're going to destroy my career. Try to make Eddie Brock sympathetic in this moment. But it's like, no, you plagiarized that picture. It's not even real. That's wrong here. So why is this a bad thing? Why is this a Venom thing? Mm-hmm. It's just, the inconsistency is so bad in this.
I agree. And now this is when...
It's like the one good thing he does throughout the movie is just expose this plagiarizer.
Yeah, because Brock isn't likable ever in this movie, so exposing him doing this...
No, he's not. He's a one-note character, and it's pathetic.
So now we get to the phone call. Dr. Connors, that's his name. This symbiote reminds him of a 70s meteorite. Maybe it's a callback to the comic books, I don't know. It amplifies host characteristics, especially anger. And then we get to the dance walk.
All right, so before you get into the walk, as you're walking down the street, now all of a sudden the women are disgusted by him.
Yes.
What is up with this? Why is the one walk they're all in the room, and now this walk they're not?
Because he's dancing to this one. And I've heard a theory, which I agree with. This dance walk that he's doing isn't really out of characteristic for Peter Parker, just for the fact that it's his idea of what cool is. He likes jazz. He likes that era of coolness, so that's what he portrays, even that's so out of date and not cool to us.
Never even considered it to be out of character for Peter Parker. I always just thought it was why the directors looked at the scene and thought this is what we need in this movie. That was always my problem. It shows you more of what Peter Parker is in his mindset and what he shows. So I don't mind it. It's goofy, but it's not the goofiest thing in this movie, in my opinion. No, I mean it's a stupid dance scene. I never know why people harped on it. It's like I don't know why it's in the movie, but it's like I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. They could have easily portrayed this in a less humiliating way. That's what it is, humiliating. It's very cringy. So it's that's why it's so noticeable, because it's so cringe. Yes, so it's like, okay, so what? I mean, honestly, it was more shell-shocking to me that he was like face to face with Betty Brant in the Daily Bugle during that whole montage thing where she was like all into him. And don't get me wrong, that was his first girlfriend in the comics. But like, it's like she just likes Peter. They're just a thing now that all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's just like they don't build anything up. But he's not. That's the problem. Man, TJ. He is leaning on the niceness of Peter Parker to get these women to trust him.
Yeah, that's how you get you make them trust you,
And then
you impose your power. That's terrible.
And then once they start to realize who he is, they're like, "Oh, this is stupid.
Yeah.
This is what this is. Never mind."
Yep.
And then we get to the worst scene of the movie, I think.
Well, we're not there yet. We are at Sandman still alive, guys. Because, duh.
Yeah,
And
I
we
mean,
still need him-
he turned to mud.
Yeah. We
Okay.
need him for the third act, guys. Duh, he's still alive. He sees a picture of his daughter. He goes walking away into the third act. And then we get to Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy go on a date to a jazz club.
And this is Mary Jane, since she got fired, was forced to become a waitress and a singer at this jazz club.
Yes. Eddie Brock sees this. Eddie Brock's going to church. Comes to play later. So yes, Mary Jane is sad. She's a waitress / singer. She's going to go sing. And then Peter Parker does this bullshit, I'm doing this song and dance for you, with attention's on to me.
This is downright cruel.
Very cruel.
Not only to Mary Jane, but
Yes.
also to Gwen Stacy. This is a slap into both of their faces, and this is so mean and so unnecessary. And so, I don't care if it's a Venom soup or anything, it's unforgivable and out of character.
Yes.
For Peter Parker in general, for someone who's supposed to love these two women, to use them against each other in this way is distasteful and just ugly. And this is the worst. This might be the worst scene in any superhero movie that I've ever seen.
No, this
And
is second to the rape stuff in Superman movies.
No, I would even say this is better than that. This is worse than that because that's only implied. This is factual canon. We took that stuff as we had to surmise that from the facts we have. They never stated that on screen.
But the rape kiss, though, the roofie kiss, the "I kiss you now, you forget everything that happened" kiss, I think is worse.
I guess that's.
Then this is bad. This is really despicable for Peter Parker. And I agree with you, TJ. This is very bad, but it's not worse than the "let me kiss you so you forget."
Well, when you said the rape thing, I was thinking of Superman Returns and the kid.
No.
Stuff.
I'm talking about the old Superman movies.
Just the kiss, the erasure of her memory and stuff that.
Those are bad. This is almost on par.
Yeah, but see, it's bad, and I hate that I have to kind of defend it a little bit in this moment.
Defend the roofie kiss. Defend it.
But that wasn't selfish. I mean, it was, but it wasn't like bad intentions. You know what I mean? He did it because he felt that Superman was going to put Lois in danger. He felt that it was putting the world at danger. And that's why he felt he needed to keep Superman secret. It's a stupid reason, but there was good intentions behind it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There was still a Clark Kent Superman reason for it. But whereas this
there's no
is just cruel. It's just mean to people he's supposed to love. You know,
it's so mean.
It's spiteful and vengeful too for something that was, but not even Mary Jane's fault. And then he accidentally hits her.
Before he hits her, though, this thing is so mean that even Gwen Stacy leaves the movie. This is the last we see of her.
Yeah, well, no, it's not. She comes back one more scene later. Yeah, I'll show you where.
Is she in the background? I guess
it's so bad that when Gwen Stacy realizes what Peter does, she walks over to Mary Jane and apologizes to her. That's how bad this is, and how terrible of a person Peter Parker is in this scene. And then he accidentally hits Mary Jane, which, accident or not, he still hit her, which means it's possible in the future too. Now
he looks her dead in the eyes when he dips Gwen Stacy after the dance. Like, he is awful.
This is mean, cruel, and abusive, and completely unnecessary. And I don't know why they thought this was a good idea to put in this movie.
I guess
I think this went too far. I honestly think this went too far.
I can only defend it just as it shows you that the suit pushes you to that point, not just because.
Except we already experienced him doing this vengeful thing because he's already thinks he's killed both Harry and Sandman.
Yeah.
It's not needed.
I guess, no, because it shows you it hurts the ones he likes, too. He's got no control over that.
But he's already done that.
But not with the suit.
He's already hurt Mary Jane 1,000 times over. And if he wanted to hurt Mary Jane, he could have done it way a way less complicated matter.
No, because the suit
You know what I
pushed
mean?
him there.
He didn't need to embarrass her in front of her entire workplace.
He didn't, but the suit
in
did.
front of it.
And that's what drives him to the next scene. So I guess
See, but
I'm not justifying this, but it makes
well, no, but you're explaining it away from the suit. But my argument is the suit is already amplifying what's in him already, which means he was already capable of this already, which means these thoughts could have already thought, he could have already been thinking about this, but always held himself back, and the suit's just letting him go.
I don't know about that.
That's the explanation they gave. They gave that it amplifies anger and and all his aggression and stuff like that, which means all your anger and stuff that's in you is what you would do.
I guess, but I feel that'd be like deep, like such a small. I don't know, because there's never been signs of him angry at Mary Jane that I can remember.
Well, he's mad at her because she broke up with her.
So I guess that, but like
he was devastated when she said, "I'm breaking up with you." So if you're in a place of devastation with an amped up anger and aggression to do something this mean, this is you that's doing it.
But not really him. It's the suit doing it. It may have been his fire that initiated it, but it's still the suit that made it this point, this level.
You're excusing bad actions from a suit, but when it's not the suit's fault.
It is the suit's fault.
No, it's just like if someone kills somebody high on PCP, you don't blame the PCP.
You don't. You blame the person.
Yeah, exactly.
But unless that...
And sure...
I think that's a bad example. Just because...
Not really, because the suit hasn't really... they didn't really tell us that the suit
I guess that's the thing, is that the acting, or the writing and like the explanation of shit. And
right. Like, but the suit doesn't, like, in the comics, and even the Venom movies that we haven't seen, I don't think you've seen the new Venom movies,
I saw the first
right?
one, not the second one.
Well, in that movie, Venom talks, right?
In the first one?
The suit talks. Venom talks to Tom Hardy. They never show the suit having any kind of intelligence like that. They influence him. It's more like it's just it embraces, or not embraces. It amplifies what's already there.
Yeah.
So if it's already there, it's just an amplification symbiote suit. It's not something that is intentionally pushing him to do something. This is stuff that he was already there, that the suit's just letting him be able to bring out.
Yeah, but if the suit wasn't... An argument is there, if the suit wasn't here, he wouldn't be doing these things.
No, but that's not saying that excuses the thoughts that he would already have the duties, you know?
Thoughts and actions are different.
Yeah, but because the thoughts were already there, he was capable of doing it.
But the suit's making him do the thing, though.
If he was never capable of doing it, though, he wouldn't have done it.
I don't think so. Wait, what? Hold on. Say that again. If he wasn't capable of doing it.
If he wasn't capable of doing these terrible things in the first place, it wouldn't have been done. The suit's just there to let that side of him.
I don't know about the argument.
To give himself an excuse to do these things.
It's just like almost in the same vein, like drunk thoughts or drunk words or sober thoughts for the most part.
Almost, yeah.
In that vein, I agree.
I just don't like the idea of excusing the actions because of the suit made him do it. Because Peter's already been shown that he is not a good person.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I just think a hurt Peter Parker could do terrible things.
Yes.
And it shouldn't be excused just because some alien suit. Because he was already getting worse and worse before the suit.
See, that's where I mostly agree, but not 100% agree with that. Just because we're at that moral crossroad, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's
like I'm
just telling you. It's just telling you how I think about
it.
And
I get where you're coming from. I understand.
And it could have been easily fixed.
How so?
Write Venom.
What?
Write Venom.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. Yeah. Give Venom some lines. Yep. Say, "Ooh, you need to do this, Peter Parker. Yep. Ooh, look how much she hurt you. Don't you want to hurt her back?" That's all you needed to do.
Just go in, do some voiceover, change the tune of it, and there you go. Yeah.
Or if you don't want to have another actor say and have Peter talking to himself,
or just put some whispers.
Yeah.
That's it. There you go.
Something.
There you go.
Do something. It's an easy fix.
Or not get some whispers, just some weird, dark, like sound effects over his head. Like, I had some bad thoughts. Like, I gotta do these bad thoughts now. Anything. Yeah, you're right.
But as it is, it's just the suit's just a tool. It's just an amplification. It's like taking a drug. That's because he says when you put it on, I feel powerful. I feel better. I feel good. So I can't do it. I can't say it's the suit. It's Peter Parker.
I still say it's mostly the suit, though.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
say whatever you want. This is my opinion on the matter.
But we both differ there. So after that abysmal,
I got about one or two more rants left
now
in
you
me.
say that until we get more into this movie. Like, oh no, I hate that too.
Because I can only think of one or two more rants coming up.
So Peter hates himself for what he just did to Mary Jane and Gwen. He feels bad, so he's doing Daredevil. He's top of a church. He goes.
Yeah, I don't know why we needed the Daredevil scene.
Because Daredevil came out 3 years ago of this movie, so yeah.
There might have been a Spider-Man shot, and like that.
I think so.
Probably.
I think so.
They like their image. They like their image. Taken on right out of the panel. That's probably a panel.
So Peter Parker goes to the same church Brock's at. Peter Parker's up on the bell tower trying to get rid of the suit because I hate this suit. It's making me a monster.
All right. So my question is,
what are the odds?
Why is he there?
Who, Peter or Brock? Both.
Yeah. Well, I can. Yeah. So I mean,
because movies got a movie, TJ.
I guess one of them. This kind of happened in the comic.
I know it did.
Eddie Brock was in this, and that was at the same church as Peter Parker.
Yes.
I guess I should explain the comic, what happened in the comic. So Eddie Brock was an investigative reporter trying to find a serial killer. I don't remember who the serial killer was.
Was it Carnage at the time? The guy who plays Carnage, or no?
No, it was an actual serial killer. And he couldn't find him, so he got what was the word they use where you do you can't a compulsive shit
a lie detector?
No, the guy that he accused of being a serial killer was a compulsive confessor. He confessed to things compulsively, so he confessed that he was a serial killer. And Eddie Brock, took credit for capturing the serial killer because he really wanted to do it. But Spider-Man then caught the real serial killer, which ruined Eddie Brock's career.
Yes.
And that's, similarities here, except he's an investigator and not a photographer. And then so Eddie goes to the same church after the symbiote suit comes off of it. They're not there at the same time. Spider-Man gets the suit off, he leaves, and then the Venom hides in the rafters and then engulfs Eddie.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's kind of similar in that aspect, but continue now. Oh wait, I asked the question. Why are they there?
Those movies got a movie, and it's coincidental, TJ.
But why is Spider-Man there specifically?
Because this is where he feels bad and meaning. Yeah.
He didn't figure, but
I don't know.
There should have been a scene or something where he realizes that sonic sound.
Well, this is the scene. This is the scene where he realizes that.
Yeah, I know. This is stupid. He should have found out earlier. Oh, maybe he got hurt by Sandman by a sonic wave because he's wearing a suit. Oh, maybe I should avoid that. And now he knows to go to the church to do it.
But he needs this moment for the next moment it happens. I thought you only had one more rant left in you, TJ.
But if he knew about this, him be going to the church and being in the bell tower makes sense.
Yes, but he's going there because symbolism. That's pretty much it. It just happened to be lucky that the bell does what the bell does. But it was all...
Yeah, he also happens to... Oh, wait, he hits the bell, doesn't he?
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't ring.
No, he hits it. So, yeah. No, you're fine. TJ's angry. Peter's upset with himself and he begins hitting the bell. He's taking the suit off. The bell rings, and that vibration sound makes the suit go crazy because that's one of Venom's weaknesses is vibrate. What's it called? High-pitched tunes, I guess?
What? Sonic waves.
Wow, that's...
At least that's what they call it. I don't think that's actually what it's called.
Whatever.
It might be. I don't know. It's vibrations.
As this is happening to Peter, Brock is...
It's the same reason. It's the same way they beat up Daredevil in the Daredevil movie.
Yeah, God, that movie. Yeah, as that's happening, Brock's downstairs, by the way, praying to God to kill Peter Parker because that's something you pray to God for.
I mean, if you're Eddie Brock, apparently.
That's monstrous, man. Like, God, can you please kill Peter Parker? The shit? Anyways.
Just get to the point so I can explain my entire problem with this.
It's just this movie's really problematic, TJ, in lots of ways. So Brock hears a bell go off. He goes into the area where the bell's going off at because it's weird to him for some reason. He looks up and he's like, oh, that's Peter Parker. Spider-Man suit. And then Venom stuff goes down on Brock because Brock's angry and Peter Parker's sad. So Venom doesn't want any sadness. It wants anger.
So here's my problem with this. Eddie Brock is now Venom. He's too small.
He's too small. His voice is... There's no voice there.
And it looks like two Spider-Man fighting each other, which I think is the point. They wanted two Spider-Man to point. But the bigger problem, even to that, is Venom looks like Carnage.
What do you mean?
Venom is too small. He is Carnage in this,
Yes.
essentially.
Okay.
So when Eddie Brock says, can you kill him? That's something the Carnage host would say. This should have been Carnage, not Venom, because it looks like Carnage. He's too small to be Venom. He acts like Carnage because he's kind of a psychopathic killer at this point. He is not Venom. He is definitely Carnage. And they got the character confused or something here. They needed a bigger actor to play the role, and they needed to change up the way they did things here, because this is not Venom whatsoever.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe Sam Raimi thought when he said Venom, he meant Carnage, I guess. I don't know. Well, yeah.
Well, maybe they wanted two Spider-Man similarly fighting each other, so they just combined Venom and Carnage together, which makes it even worse.
It's way worse. That's so many sins right there. So Eddie Brock's now Venom.
Yeah, and he doesn't even look...
No, he doesn't.
The Venom face looks good. It all looks like Venom, but it's still too small. Yeah. However, the rest of it looks stupid, and they keep showing Topher Keith's face. It's like, no one wants to see Topher Keith's face. Just show Venom.
I agree. The cardinal sin of you got to show the actor's face. No, you don't. We paid money to see Venom, not his face. But Peter, okay, after all that...
And why does Topher Keith have fangs?
Yeah, like, it never altered Peter's appearance, but it altered Topher's appearance to give him messed up teeth. Because he's a bad guy, guys. Don't you get it? Peter had to be likable, so we can't change this. Whatever. Peter's at home now, taking a shower because he feels bad and cleansing himself, and he's sitting in his apartment by himself. Aunt May visits him and gives him a pep talk.
Because we need our, guidance moment here so that we could turn a corner and become good again.
He's still not that great. As Aunt May gives him that pep talk he needed, and he's become slightly better, Venom teams up with Sandman.
No, Venom swings down an alley and Sandman hits someone out of the air, and he's like, "You want to team up?" He's like, "Yeah," and that's that.
Yeah, that's pretty epic, right, guys?
Yeah. Like, why?
Yeah,
you spent an hour developing these other characters, and now Venom's here, and all of a sudden he gets two scenes, and the sympathetic Sandman character all of a sudden is teaming up with the psychopathic monster.
Yeah, like this the credits all of Sandman. Like, Sandman's motivation is, I gotta save my daughter. That's it. Spider-Man gets in the way. It is what it is. But I'm trying to save my daughter. Now I want to team up with you because
the movie says I have to.
That's dumb. And if Venom would have said, I could help you get your daughter, that's it. Cool. That's his motivation. But now just, let's kill Spider-Man. Okay, I guess. Like, you think this would be the time for him, like, oh, Sandman sees Spider-Man fighting Venom. I'm gonna rob a bank now, because that's my get-out-of-free-jail card at this point. But no.
No, Sandman sees Venom. Oh, Spider-Man's distracted. Let me go do what I need to do.
Yeah, that's what he should have done, yeah. As he should, like, oh, Venom's fighting Spider-Man? Great. Go to the bank, get my daughter out of here. She's saved. I did what I had to do. But no, I'm going to team up with Venom because it'd be cool, right, guys?
And then, I was going to wait until we got to it, but I'm going to say it now. The news reporter says, oh, we all thought this was Spider-Man, but no, this is something else. This is something different. No way in hell J. Jonah Jameson doesn't say that's Spider-Man.
No, yeah.
And has everyone have reporting that's Spider-Man's attacking the city right now, and up to the point where Spider-Man shows up and starts fighting it. But up until this point, everybody should still think Venom is Spider-Man.
I think the only reason JJJ doesn't is just because what just happened with Brock. I don't think he wants to spread more fake news and discredit his reputability.
That's fine, but he should be like telling everybody else, hey, Spider-Man's out there doing that. Why aren't you reporting on this?
Yeah.
No way. There's no way.
I just think
because he's been wearing that black suit.
No, you're right. You're right with that. You're very right. I just think he might be too afraid to give out fake news again. But you're very right with that. Like, no one should not believe that's not Spider-Man. They all should think that's Spider-Man up there.
Right, maybe Spider-Man just went feral.
Yes. Until Venom wrote that dumb sign like, hey, Spider-Man, come on, bro.
Right, or until Spider-Man shows up in his original colors, and then, oh, look, it's not Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, Spider-Man's back.
But until that point, I agree. They should all think that's Spider-Man because that's Spider-Man.
Yeah, the news be saying, why is Spider-Man being evil and helping the giant Sandman all of a sudden?
Yeah. No, I agree, because he's putting webs out there. Does Venom put webs out, or did I miss something?
I actually don't know. He might.
I think he does keep some people's previous characteristics / powers, right? Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember, actually. It's been a while since I read any of those comics.
Well, yeah, guys. Venom, Aunt May visits, Peter Parker teams up, Spider-Man, voice and face. Voice and face. Oh, because the voice of Venom and the face of Venom is just distracting. Brock takes Mary Jane, the holder as a captor. captive, and it's a standoff against police against.
And for the third straight movie, Mary Jane's suspended in the air.
I feel so bad for her.
She's always up in the air, hanging from something.
Yeah. Oh, Spider-Man, stop us if you can is written in the spiderweb because reasons. Spider-Man meets with Harry. Like, hey, Harry. Whoa, your face is f***ed up. My bad. But can you help us?
Wait. He says, he goes to Harry and says, are you in the right comic universe?
These Two-Face? Yeah. Like, listen, where's Batman at?
Yeah, are you sure you're supposed to be here?
Yeah.
I thought that movie came out next year.
Yeah, that's so funny, TJ. I thought the same thing. We get Two-Face Harry, and Spider-Man's like, can you help me? I can't take them both on myself. Even though didn't last movie fight two people? No, it was one person he fought last time.
No, he fought Doc.
So the past two movies been one villain each, right? So
Yeah.
why three?
Because they fell into that Batman
That's
trap.
so dumb. Oh, whatever. So yes, and Harry's like, nah, bro, we ain't cool still. So Peter's like, okay, I go do it myself. When Peter goes to fight the guys, the butler for Harry comes in like, hey, Harry, I gotta tell you something. Your dad killed himself, pretty much. And
Why are you waiting
I know.
now to tell me this?
So I was after my best friend and wanted to kill him, and this to my face, because you didn't tell me my father killed himself. You suck, Butler. You suck so hard.
I thought you're supposed to. You say you love me, but apparently you don't. If you let me just hate my friends for like forever. I mean, it's technically your fault. I got this scar
Yes.
face right now. So guess what?
Yeah,
you're fired.
you're out of here. I want to kill you next, probably, because you just get out of my face, man. Oh my god! Like, why would a butler keep that to himself? If you see it driving your person you love to madness, TJ, this.
You know what's sad? I got this goblin coming to this save confused with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 version because it's like the same thing.
Wait, what?
Doesn't the Hobgoblin in Amazing Spider-Man 2 come to the rescue?
In the second one, no, because he's still a bad guy. I think he dies in the second one.
Yeah, doesn't he come and help Peter at the end?
No, I thought, because I know it's Jamie Foxx, right? They're fighting against.
Yeah.
I think. I know he pops in at the end of it, but I think
I know it feels similar.
Yes.
That's all I'm
I just
saying.
think he pops in to fight Peter Parker and not to help him.
Okay,
I don't recall.
So it's they're both bad guys. It just felt like it was the same thing. Again,
You saying that, yeah, it does feel very similar.
because I was expecting that scene to coming up, and I was like, wait, this is not how this plays out. That's the other movies.
TJ, you're great.
All right.
So yeah, the butler says some stuff that should have been said earlier. You know, communication, guys. Just communicate with who you're talking to and just be straightforward. It makes life so much easier. And it cuts a lot of crap out that does not be there in life. So Peter Parker goes to fight Venom and Sandman. Peter's almost dead after fighting the two of them because the Sandman starts wailing on the crap out of Peter Parker. And guess who shows up? It's Harry. So now it's 2v2. It's Harry versus Sandman and Peter versus Venom.
They're all fighting each other.
In the end,
blah, blah, blah.
Sandman gets beaten up by Harry, and Peter Parker. Venom starts killing Peter Parker almost. Sets the glider to Peter Parker to kill him somehow.
So Venom's got Peter tied
Yes.
up, and he's about to spear him, and then
Which
Harry
he spears
shows
him
up.
with, though.
It's like a piece of sharpened garter.
It's not the glider.
No, not yet. So Harry shows up and then he gets clotheslined out of the
Yes.
sky for like the third
Of
time.
course.
And so Venom takes the glider
it.
and is about to stab Peter with it, but then Harry jumps in front of it and gets stabbed. Oh, look, he died like his
And
dad.
sacrificed himself for Peter because he's a good guy now. Because he talks.
And then a bunch of poles fall down.
Yeah, and vibrates, and then Peter has a flashback. Oh yeah, that's what stops Venom the first time.
As if he wasn't smart enough to realize that the first time.
God.
It's like, oh, I needed that to remind me of that.
Yeah, so Peter surrounds Venom with his poles into a cage. He separates Venom from Brock, then throws a goblin grenade at Venom's suit. Brock's like, no, I want that suit. Jumps in after it and explodes with the suit and disappears into nothingness.
I always hate superhero movies that kill off their
So do
villains.
I.
It's
So
like,
do I, man.
now you can't bring them back.
Especially-
Why are you killing them off?
And it's such a problem for a lot of superhero movies. Like damn near all of them nowadays. It's annoying. So after that happens, Peter Parker's sad that Harry's dying, but he gets to go to Sandman and say, Sandman, you killed my uncle. Sandman's like, no, I didn't. It was accidental. I mean, I did, but it was accidental. It wasn't on purpose. And Peter forgives him, and Sandman floats away in the sand, in the wind. And
So that's it for that.
Yep.
Bye, Sandman. I guess we're not solving your story. You're just out there
I
now.
guess your daughter's gonna die, I guess? Or are you still gonna rob banks? What's going on?
I guess. I don't know. Spider-Man's gonna let you rob that bank now, I guess.
Oh my god, so dumb. So Venom's dead, Sandman's gone, Harry's dying / dead now. Mary Jane's still upset with Peter, but not really. They don't know if they talk it out or not, because there's voiceover, Harry's funeral, married
At the funeral, is where
Gwen.
Gwen and her dad are there in the background.
Okay, so Gwen's there. She's probably still hates Peter.
And at the funeral, Peter's still not paying attention to Harry. He's looking at Mary Jane the whole time.
Yeah, because Peter's not a good person / friend. And then Mary Jane's singing at a thing, I think,
at her job.
And that's the movie.
Well, no, she's at her job, and then Peter walks in and outstretches his hand, and she takes it. That's not resolution at all.
Not.
And it's just because he saved her, he was going to save her regardless, doesn't solve any problems.
He's not going to just let her die. It's not who he is. Well, maybe.
Well, not without the suit, he wasn't.
I guess. But that is Spider-Man 3, guys. That is Spider-Man 3.
This was worse than Ghost Rider, Marcus.
It was worse than Ghost Rider?
Yes.
I don't remember how I felt about Ghost Rider, so you're probably right.
You really hated Ghost Rider.
I remember hating it because I had a...
You really, really hated it. And I was like met on it, and you were like, this is like the worst movie I ever seen.
I put it on par with Batman and Robin, that's right.
This was not good, Marcus.
It's not good, TJ. I never said it was good.
This movie is too long,
It is
Marcus.
too long, TJ. I agree. This movie has a lot of issues with it, and not much to redeem it besides the visuals. This movie is bad. But weirdly, for me, I didn't hate it. I don't feel angry or betrayed by this movie in a weird way.
I feel angry and betrayed by this movie in every way.
Oh, man, that's fascinating. Because I don't know what about Ghost Rider and Batman. Both those movies made me angry. This one, I guess...
You know what it is? Those movies took like formulas that worked and just made a mockery of them. This took the same formula it's been using and just made it worse.
That's what it is, I guess.
There's moments in here where, oh yeah, this is the Spider-Man movies that we've been watching. This is recognizable as a Spider-Man movie. It's just worse implemented in every way. It's an insult to their own franchise is what it is.
And I think... the obvious problems are so obvious of the Venom and the Gwen Stacy stuff, and so much crammed into this, and they didn't know how to resolve everything. So they said, screw it, let's answer 2 of the questions we ask, and the rest of it just stays. I don't know. It's just not a good movie. But it's something I wouldn't mind having on the background again.
Well, no, because if this movie is held up by its acting and visuals, and that's all you need to have on in the background.
And that's...
you don't need to pay... if you're not paying attention to the movie, it's fine.
And that's... exactly. You could pop in your head in every 20 minutes to this movie and listen to the dialogue, and you're fine. But if you actually...
Or, pop your head in and watch one of the poorly CGI rendered action scenes, and you'll be fine.
Yes. Yeah. Like, weirdly enough... I think that's, for me at least, holds the movie enough together to make it, I don't know, a 3 maybe? I'd give it a 3 out of 10.
This is Spider-Man 3, right? It's apt because it's definitely a 3 movie.
So there you go, guys. We both give it a 3 out of 10, which is...
yeah, like I said, if it's held up by its acting and visuals, and that's the only reason why it's not a 2 or 1. Because it is fantastically acted and it is beautiful at moments. Like that Sandman turning into Sandman scene is one of the best CGI
and that's
scenes.
sad.
Even to this day, it's still one of the best scenes in movies.
Just because it's so obvious that Sam Raimi had so much he wanted to do with Sandman. This character is almost very sympathetic. Like, we could have had something really good with that character if he was the main villain.
I wish we could have reviewed this movie and talked about the good things, because the good things in this are really good, but the bad things just overshadow it so much.
Not that they just overshadow it, that there's just so many bad things. Like, okay, bad thing happens. Let's take a break from it. Oh no, another bad, dumb thing happens.
Well,
so it's like one after another.
But the multitude of bad things keeps getting larger. Like it's not just it's a series of small bad things. There is a lot of really large bad things that are happening in this.
Yes. So yeah, it's a 3, guys.
All right. I ran it for 2.5 hours with these idiots. They gotta have enough. Let's go.